I just
nipple
rolled a
cutouts.
nat 20 for that, so apparently I'm going to your party. Okay, cool.
Leather jacket with nipple cutouts.
Yeah.
How did you know my costume? Like,
I could see it in your nipples.
Why wouldn't you
the
just wear the
hell?
leather jacket open?
because it's
Or just
style,
Because
it's
there's
fashion,
there's
bro.
mystique.
Jeez, get with
And all you
it.
see is nipples. You're like, what does the rest look like?
Get with it.
Well,
My
the
goodness.
theme is pandemonium, so there's gonna be a lot of devils and demons and like hell. It's great.
So if I came there dressed like a panda,
A
would still
planda?
let- I am the door person, so I would still let you in.
Oh, that's helpful.
Mhm.
Hey, I know my friend's throwing the party.
Panda's not gonna be the weirdest thing anyone is gonna
Yeah.
see that night. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Just
That's
do a
fair.
latex panda. Latex
Latex
panda.
panda.
Ooh, oh.
That would be so expensive, but like,
dude,
I
it's
would
gonna be
love
so
this.
hot.
Dude, like
You
a
know,
latex
freaking-
dress, like skirt costs like freaking $425.
yeah,
It's good.
exactly.
You know
So y'all,
summer doesn't
we've
end
been
in-
live for like the past 2 minutes,
Ah.
and Jason's just watching and enjoying.
Hey, we're talking about latex. It's expensive.
Did they
Also,
catch
you
nipple
put-
cutouts?
Yep.
Yeah, we had all of that. That was all included. We
Good.
made it, guys. We made it.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
quit.
we're retconning last session to include some of what we're talking.
Yep.
There's going to be syrup and butter. Omni and Jen visited a brothel.
Yep,
They
yep, yep,
asked for
yep.
the breakfast special.
Y'all, the Discord chat when you were trying to fill me in on what actually happened, I was like, I don't believe a word. I don't believe a word of it at all whatsoever. And I'm just gonna watch the episode and see what really happened. And to be honest, I'm a little disappointed in myself. That's all.
That is all. That is all. So happy Sunday, everybody. Yeah, herding cats, playing pirates, drinking
Why would you
beer.
hurt a cat?
Herd. Yeah.
Oh, they were speaking to you. Gotcha.
Anyways, now the Treasurer is back from the insane asylum and is supposedly he's better.
They left me out. They let me out on good behavior.
No. I doubt that. Seriously.
That is not a face of a man that ever gets let out from good behavior. You paid favors.
Holy shite. This is our 15th session, folks. This is pretty
I can't
cool.
believe that.
You're
But-
still
Day 2 of the Revels.
day 4, you fuck. You
No,
Are we
actually-
really day 4?
No, we're at day
we're on
3.
day 3.
Day
Day 3.
three.
No,
Day
night three. Night 3.
Yeah.
Night 3.
well, the beginning of night 3, early evening. I won't do that recap, but there's going to be some. Well, before we roll for our Discord weekly winners, it's going to be an interesting night for Omni, to say the least. Yeah.
Rothstein was right.
What does that
told
mean,
you
Jason?
no.
Apparently, you are at the brothel.
I didn't get any of your Discord messages. Sorry, man.
Bullshit! I sent you multiple, and they were long, describing all of the things that I wanted to
Hey,
do.
you know, when you send me
Go
send me
on about what else
multiple
is
long
on.
things, I lose. I'm
No, I just don't
easily
read 'em.
distracted.
You send
Were
me
they
multiple
also,
things
like,
about
you know,
what you want to
like-
do. I just ignore it completely.
What was it
Cool.
like a wall of thick, girthy text as well?
Yeah, it was very thick, with little
Very
little
dense words.
yeah, very
uh,
purpley rigid.
purple and rigid.
Yeah.
Shall I read out the not super dense or long message that I sent you?
No, because it don't worry about it. Anyways, hey Shannon, you want to do me a big old favor?
Absolutely not.
Recap.
Can you? No. Can you
What
go?
was that?
Can you
That was
go? Yeah, it's a white screen. That's all I see.
I know.
Um,
There's not much on the on the screen.
Shannon, can you go to the weekly dice giveaway and roll the D1000? Por favor.
How do I do that? If
Three paragraphs.
Exclamation R space 1D1000.
Weekly dice.
And then do it in the monthly, and that'll be our winning number being rolled by Shannon.
So 1D1000.
Yes.
Did we get rid of our meme page?
No,
Let's
that's not how you do that, Jason.
exclamation R
You didn't
space.
Our part.
1d. Well, no, your internet is being handled by hamsters, so that probably got a few things got left out.
There you go.
All right, so
156.
let's see who are closest to 156.
There's a
Yeah.
Bastion at 218.
Ooh, Rawar is like 17
139.
off. Motherfucker, that guy's got luck. The guy's got luck.
Rawar.
Reroll a d20 on attack rolls. And
Yeah, beat out 7 draws.
Ability.
Yeah, Rawar. Yeah, go ahead and do it for the weekly miniature for me, please, Shannon.
Hang on, there's somebody that has a 185.
Yeah, that's Rawar, isn't it?
No,
No,
Rawar had
Rawar-
139, so he's closer. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Motherfucker.
He won again.
uh,
He can't keep doing this. Oh, 7 draws had a 121.
Right, that was the close. That was the second closest.
And then I got 114 in the other one. So
Right
Wow.
now it's
Now
Tud
it's
at 124.
124.
Tud.
Oh, look at that, off by 10. Yeah, yeah. Looks like it might be Tud on the minis.
Jay Frosty, I'm sorry, you're at 125.
Yeah, yeah, off by 1 over, as opposed to being 1 under. Holy shit! Look at that. That is
Yeah.
crazy. There's another 135.
Straw Heart 3 is at 119.
Ooh, that's the
Ooh,
closest.
ooh, that's the closest. Strawheart 1. Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. Look at that. She's in one of my pay-to-play tables. That's awesome.
Go, baby.
Oops, not that one.
Hey, it feels real good to be the person that determines who wins things. I like that.
Right?
I like that level of power. That's good.
Phenomenal cosmic power.
Cosmic power.
The middle of spells.
How does she spell Strawheart?
Oh, and then
STRAW.
STRAW, right? I wonder why it's not
Yeah.
picking her up. At STRA. Oh, there it
Maybe she
is.
changed her name.
Ah,
Congrats, you won. All right. So we got our 2 winners, and our monthly giveaway is actually pretty cool. So if you haven't joined our Discord yet, be sure to, because our monthly giveaway is the Dungeon in a Box. So the monthly giveaway is you get 1 free month of Dungeon in a Box. Has really cool like rules, dice, flat minis, all this really cool stuff that comes with it, which is pretty neat. Kind of my way of supporting all styles of players. That way, you can literally get this Dungeon in a Box, sit down and play a game. That's how complete the set is. So that's our monthly giveaway. So be sure to join our Discord and roll for the monthly. I will be resetting the weekly on Monday, and we do weekly giveaways every week. One of them is miniatures, one of them is dice. And the reason why I do that is I want to enable my dice goblins in hope that all of you will be playing live at tables in the future. I also like to enable our storytellers and DMs in hopes that one day tables will be active and people will be playing at them again. I've been seriously addicted on Twitch to watching people play live in their own game rooms, and it's reminding me of our 8-hour one-shots we've been playing on Sundays lately, between Vince's and between the one we did with the dungeon crawl that one time, which was pretty dope. I'd done an old school dungeon crawl in like forever, and Cesare was like,
Dick.
I don't know if was he a dick? I don't remember.
Umbra wanted to leave us to die because she's like, oh, hey, look, those people are dead. We can split the loot like 2 ways. And we saved your life.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I definitely miss playing live in our studio, man. Big time. So yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to TTRPG Academy. Very casual night tonight. We finally have everyone back together. Cesare is back from a busy week of practicing mating rituals of a of the third
International
kind.
level.
International mating
International.
rituals. Yeah, absolutely. And evidently, it's peyote and picture taking out in Joshua Tree. So I approve of that mating ritual. I think that's a great idea. But yeah, we got Cesare back, and Shannon's here, and Vince is here, and Brandon's here, and there's going to be a whole lot of shenanigery tonight, folks. A whole lot of shenanigery, because for the first time in a long time, I took a little bit of a license, just a little, just enough to make it a bit of an echo. Do I have an echo somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're peeking pretty hard.
Oh, you know what it is?
That's
Let me
maybe.
bring that down.
Yeah, just
And,
It
Your
sounds
level
like you're
down a
talking
bit.
out of like through a tin can.
how's that? Any better?
Keep saying words, please.
Words that rhyme with people that don't have words that have words that rhyme with people that don't have words. A little bit better?
So you can still turn your mic down a little bit and then turn all of ours probably up a little bit.
Okay.
Like through just like the master in Discord
Gotcha.
or in OBS.
How's that? A little bit better?
Yes.
Make your sound.
Yeah.
It didn't even peek out to where we couldn't hear it, so that's
Okay,
how you know
cool.
it was working.
Well, yeah, I'm still in a rebuild mode on my OBS thing because that week and a half ago when my Windows crashed and I rebuilt the whole OS and
Yep.
everything, I lost all of my original settings, so I'm still playing with all the peaks and bottoms and I said bottoms.
Different chat, Jason. Different chat.
Well, you know
Talk
what's
about
really
this with the
and what's-
floggers and the paddles later.
Yeah, what's really sad is next week is our typical Great West event that we go to, and unfortunately, we will not be going to. And I do. He ate
You know, I
peyote
finally-
and mated with Joshua Tree. Sounds splintery.
Yeah. You know, I finally read the rules on that, and I had no idea that I shouldn't have been walking around with like my freaking floggers and stuff like that at Great West last year. Or
Yeah,
freaking
well, the rules at Great West or Estrella?
a Great West. A Great West.
Yeah, the
'cause,
rules at Great West are far more conservative than they are at either May War or Estrella War. Although Estrella War is going to be very different in the future because a whole new group is picking it up and all that fun stuff. For those of you out there who don't know what we're talking about, if you want to get a hint at what we're talking about, it's called the Society of Creative Anachronism, SCA.org. I've been doing it for almost 30 years. Brandon has been doing it for what now, about 3 or 4 years?
3 or 4?
Yeah, about
Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
The last year was a wash, so
Basically, it is a historical reenactment event that's both combat, artisan, art, science, and it's all pre-gunpowder. So anything gunpowder and further on, it does not include, but everything pre-gunpowder, it includes. So we have Spartans and Vikings and Greek, and we have, we have all sorts of houses that do all these historical reenactments. If you've ever watched the History Channel and watched a lot of the reenactment scenes that are done in the History Channel, there is a very famous group that does that at the SCA, and their entire Viking encampment is 100% period the entire time that they're there for the 6-day event. Everything is period.
We're still getting a bit of echo on you, and you're still clipping a bit in Twitch. So you
weird.
could probably turn the gain on your mixer down, but I'm not sure where the feedback or the echo loop could be coming from.
Yeah, that's really strange. I don't know. I wonder if it's maybe, let me put this up a little bit higher off to the left of my mouth as opposed to directly underneath it, because it also might be my Irish Whisper kicking in as well. So keep an eye on that for me. I turned down the master board both on the Red Master and my Mic Master to bring the gain down. Should I dink with my compression at all, or?
Yeah, maybe turn the compression down a little bit, but The weird thing is tripping me out is the echo.
Huh.
There
Is
has
that-
to be something in the software that's causing that to.
Because that wasn't there before, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that.
And it's only coming through on your voice, so we're not hearing it on anybody else's when they're speaking either.
Weird. It could be my microphone going bad too, because that's always been a bit of a problem as well. How's it now? Any better? I turned my compression way down. Words. The other day in Lochlathan and Killarney and all the other places in Ireland that I love to go to, and
Yeah, still have the echo. It's very bizarre.
weird.
It's almost like you're just talking in a stadium.
Huh. Let me check something really quick. No, my device line is good. Check this really quick, just in case. Let me check my filters. I've got my normal noise gate and noise suppression on for my closed threshold and my open threshold. I don't think that would cause it to be tinny though, right?
Nope.
That would be pretty normal. Let me try one last thing. Maybe if I. How's
Hey
that?
Shannon, have you been selling tickets?
Two.
The gun show.
Yeah, my guy. Yeah,
I
boy.
have not been maybe. I should
He's
have
just
done
like,
that. I'm
what's
not.
up over
Yeah.
here? Just.
Look at- I'm leaning
Apparently,
back
it's free
and
admission.
backwards.
It's free
It
admission.
is free
Anybody
admission.
can come to this show, baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
Open to all.
Open to all as long as.
So I don't know what to do about my tinniness. What's really interesting is my audio input capture is spiking red, even though I've turned it way down. And my but my main board's not spiking red. That's right. You know what? I'm gonna be a little creative here. Give me one sec.
Are the other channels muted as well?
Yeah, they're all muted.
I was thinking about it as I was listening to last week's episode yesterday and Monday night's episode today. That instead of having a clip-on mic for you, I think what we should do is get a pencil mic or like kind of like a shotgun mic and put it up next to the camera that's just pointed at
That
you.
one right there.
Yeah, that way, no matter where you're moving or how close or far away you get, it's not going to be affected or be clipped directly on.
Yeah. How's that? Any better? Am I still tinny or echoey? Or...
Let me check.
Because I mean, it could be that because me and Brandon are on the same network. How is it? Better? Check. Words. The other day, I punched someone in the face. Hello.
So the echo went away.
Okay, so what I did is so here's what I think happened. And this is, so if you're anybody out there who's using OBS, this is very typical of OBS. And I never poo-poo on OBS because they are free software. They're free studio software that's actually quite interesting. I think when they updated to OBS 27.1, there's certain things that you have to then take out and re-add. And I just took out my audio input capture and put it back in, and the echo went away. So I think when you add certain things to your scenes during a version, and then they update a version, I think a lot of normal people, Cesare, run 1 or 2 shows. You know what I mean? I run 6 shows, plus currently 4 other pay-to-play tables, so my OBS is always up, and there's all sorts of inserts and all this shit going on. So I think with me, I literally have to rebuild every update that they do. It's the only way I can kind of keep things kind of even and stuff. So yeah, I don't know why the echo. I mean, all I did was re-add the audio input capture. It seems to have fixed it. So the levels are fine and everything else is okay. Do I need to turn it up now? Did I go too low?
No, it still seems to be peaking a little bit for what you got going.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm in the yellow. I'm in the green and the yellow. Should I go down a little bit further, maybe?
On the mixer.
Yeah. Well, on the input capture, I'm at negative 27 decibels.
Gotcha. So I would go ahead and turn your mixer down a bit. So that might be the cleaner part leading into it. And
Okay.
then turn your input capture in the software up.
All right. How's that? A little bit better? Words, 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 words. The dice roll means that you just died.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, good. We'll keep it at there for now and get started since we've been now testing for 20 minutes. Sorry, folks.
Welcome to,
That's how it goes.
Gambit, where we
Yeah, I mean,
discuss
normally I'm
audio.
very spoiled, and Cesare has an opportunity to come in on a Sunday, and he kind of helps clean things up. And now that I've rebuilt everything, a little cleaning up probably long overdue.
But apparently I was taking peyote and ritual mating dances. I don't know what was
Yeah.
happening.
Absolutely.
No. See, because they're British, so it would have been ayahuasca tea.
That's true. A little milk and toast. A little milk and toast.
Tea and crumpets.
Saying crumpets.
So while we got a
Look at
couple
tea.
minutes, everything you need to know about us is down below. Our Discord, come join it. Roll dice. We give away dice and minis every week. We do really fun monthly giveaways as well to support all of our gaming habits that we have. Shannon, really quick, what you got going on in your creative space?
Yes, not just me. A little podcast called Ombligo del Diablo. I released the Reno one shot, and boy, do people have opinions about that one. We're being bad people doing very bad things. It is very violent, and I smash a kid's head like a watermelon.
Well, I've noticed that the further I get into your podcast, you guys are getting pretty dark. You're getting
Look
dark.
at Chez's face was
I know, right?
fantastic.
This is us playing NPCs alongside Dan playing Vincent. So it was a focus on Vincent and him
What'd you
basically
do,
taking like one
Vince?
last job. And yeah, so basically I put an explanation at the top of that. Elf was just gonna run a thing with Vincent and we were just gonna like listen, and it was just gonna be like a one-on-one thing. And then Elf was just like, hey, does anyone wanna play an NPC? And we're like, yeah, sure. So we don't have any sheets nor any character concepts for those people. So everything that happened with them, we just made up off the top of our heads.
Wow, that's crazy.
Sincerely though, like there's a lot of content warnings in the body of the description of that episode. Please look at those because it's a very intense episode. The next thing coming out next week is another section 6, and then the week after that, I am hoping to be able to release the first part of the next regular episode, but we have noticed it is an audio nightmare. So something happened during that recording where we're going to have to re-record almost the entire session.
Yeah, that's crazy. What do you
And
guys
edit
record
it.
with?
Discord.
Discord?
Yeah, so we have a laptop.
Audacity.
Audacity.
We use Audacity. So that's what we've used the whole time. These were recorded so long ago that, you know, obviously we didn't know
Yeah,
an
yeah.
audio nightmare. Yeah.
I
So
gotcha.
I'm hoping to get it out on time, but I can't promise it because it's a true nightmare to deal with. But yeah, we're more than halfway through this series, through the first season, I should say. Section 6 is technically our second season. And then after that is another thing that we've already completely recorded. And we live stream season 3 on Tuesdays. We took this past Tuesday off because of technical difficulties and etc. And we do that on our Twitch channel at OddTroop, TROUPE. So if you want to watch something on Tuesdays, just drop in. We try to keep spoilers out. Sometimes you'll see us make faces.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a book right now, so I'm a book.
Your book?
I'm literally, I got turned into a book.
That's pretty mundane. I mean,
So,
Hey,
if you want to figure out how the hell you become not a book,
yeah, no kidding. Cesare, what do you got going on these days?
Oh, just a little podcast video production. If we're talking about the D&D world, called the General Adventuring Company. We release new episodes on Tuesdays as well. We just finished recording episode 14, as well as a talkback episode for episodes 12, 13, and 14. A lot of stuff has happened. It's really cool. It is a D&D 5e podcast in a homebrew setting in a world called the Three Kingdoms. I play a Dragonborn Ranger Rogue, which is super fun, very edgy, very Batman-esque, and it's getting more and more chaotic and more and more of a production. But we cater it to the video side as well as the audio listeners. So not only do we have the graphic overlays and the layout and the character art and all that fun jazz, we also have my editor, Nick, who goes through and does all of the music and sound effects and ambient noise and atmospheric things, so that if you are listening to it and it's all theater of the mind, it kind of gives you a bit more texture and tone to all of the things going on. Yeah, so that's and then also on Mondays, I'm part of the Faerun Reborn campaign here on TTRPG Academy, and we stream that. And that's also released in podcast form as well. So a lot of D&D stuff. And then aside from that, just working on converting my school bus into a mobile production studio so I could travel the country, make content with cool people. And that's basically me. Adventures with my dog. That's what I look forward to.
Travel the country to make stuff with cool people because we're here though. Is the thing.
So here's the thing, like, I'll still be able
Breaking
to
up
do
with
that.
us.
I'll still be able to do that, but I'll also be able to do it with other people as well that isn't necessarily D&D related, and also make money with those things. So that's kind of
Prostitution. Got it.
yeah. I mean,
We're all prostitutes.
hey, if you sell yourself to a 9-to-5, it's a form.
What?
I mean,
He
Dark.
said making other things with other people. He's breaking up with us, so where the brain goes.
No, that's like ethical non-monogamy right there. It's like, at least he's telling us and being upfront
That's
and
true.
honest
He
about
is
it.
communicating. Does he?
hey
have
guys,
legal
I'm gonna
calendar?
make other content with other people, and they're gonna pay me for it. Hope you're okay with that, because that's what's gonna happen.
So what you're saying is obviously we're closer because we get it for free.
No, we give him exposure.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, he's exposed, all
Yo.
right. I can assure you he's exposed.
On tonight's episode of the very horny version of Debtors Gambit, for some reason.
That's not different from any other.
Lust is in
No, it's
there.
not.
Gatharn has literally had sex every single day that we've been at the
Yeah, I
Revels.
know.
Like,
True.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's
we
called
should play
Revels.
this game, because now we only have 2.5 hours, and I gotta reverse some of the things that Omni did last week somehow.
So,
If I'm even me at this point, I don't even know.
let's talk about where we last left off.
Oh god, the music change. It always makes me nervous when there's a music change.
So where we last left off, the team had for the first time gathered together and enjoyed at first what seemed to be a normal evening of taking a long rest. But the following morning, when they awoke, they found themselves having interesting conversation, going off onto interesting little side tangents, discovering places, interacting with special locations. Raylene was involved as well, but overall, the most insightful amount of information that was aggregate throughout the day that this all took place was that unusual occurrences were going on with Tharivol. Captains mysteriously leaving in the middle of the night. Contracts not being agreed upon. Concerns that the normal expectation of the conclusion of the Revels was not expected to happen. However, Omni had decided to elevate Jin to first mate, make Medi the navigator, and hire, without any retrospect whatsoever, a crew to help man and operate the ship and conclude repairs as well as the refit required. The particular Goliaths involved, I believe it's Brackish and
Nala.
Vala.
Nala.
Nala, sorry. Brackish and Nala going off to find more supplies to fit the ship for a potentially long foray. Gatharn making some insightful purchases of cartography maps. Medi and Omni discussing the new location upon which to hide the compass that was fitted into the captain's quarters. However, Medi, while acknowledging the location, never actually put it in the hidden compartment. It also, there were rumors flying about that Gregor, holding the seat of power in Nicodranus and the head influencer of the Clovis Conclave, seems to be insistent on canceling all contracts with all the different guild houses. And this rumor was running rampant throughout the Revels as well. Gatharn, for some reason, had decided that I need a map in case we need to run and hide. And the map that was recommended to him by the cartographer was a little island called Rumble Cusp. Medi and Raleen took a little bit more time to not only discuss the compass, but also discuss the Scions of Nicodranus, this order or council of vampire that could potentially either aid or influence Medi's choices in the future. But basically, it was a busy day of activity and concluding things as well. Even Jin, to a certain respect, took advantage of this and was surprised himself to discover he was made first mate. All seemed to be rather ordinary and expected. Gatharn, upon return, was a little surprised to see that Jin had been elevated. But fundamentally, early evening came about. Raleen arrived as promised for dinner, but rather than spending an evening with Medi in quiet conversation about Nicodranus and possible information regarding the Scions within the Council of Vampire, it was suddenly revealed to the group that Thorvald was holding a special council that they were invited to, and then Omni was expected to receive his commission. However, Omni was not on the ship. Omni had vacated the ship some hours before, either late afternoonish at the time. Raleen, convinced that he must be somewhere about the Revels, gathered everybody up, and where we last left off, the group had set about both looking for Omni while making their way towards the center of the Revels, where they were going to meet with Firbolg at the Guildmaster's headquarters to begin finding out what was going on, what all these special considerations were, and to hopefully allow Omni to finally get commissioned captain, which would allow Omni to take on contracts and agreements with the major guild houses. Omni, as you regain your vision, you can hear noises, chattering, strange. At first, your mouth is very dry and you spit something out. And you think it's straw or something, but there's rankness in the space. It's very dark. You can hear shifting boots. You can hear definitely the sounds of nearby activity. But you hear the splashing of waves on wood. Lying down on your side, hands bound behind your back, ankles bound, trussed up in a position making it almost impossible for you to move. Your eyes begin to clear. Go ahead and give me a perception check really quick.
Uh, 17.
17. Looking across, you can see heavily booted feet walking in almost like a guard's-like pace. At the same direction that you're looking in this darkened space, it feels like you're in the inside hull of a ship. There's a cage, maybe about 80 feet, 60 feet from you, hard to tell. There's a large grizzly bear curled up in it, and you can see that it's eating something, but from this distance, it's hard to tell. Lying next to you is a freshly rotted corpse of some sort. Give me a medicine check really quick.
$19.
19. It appears to be humanoid, although its humanoid body is strange considering the amount of desiccated and shredded tentacles coming from its face and like this broad brow of grayish skin and like a flange kind of like of appearance. Unfamiliar to you. You're not sure what it
This
is.
is Lev. Are we going super meta and it's my other character in the Faerun game?
It's definitely not Valev.
Okay, just checking.
It's Cthulhu. He's got tentacle face.
Oh.
That's an illithid.
We don't know what that is, so we're going with Cthulhu.
I do, so.
In the depths of this ship that you're in, you hear this distant kind of roaring sound. There's other creatures in here as well. It's difficult to know what kind they are, but you can hear them. You can see guards holding halberds, dressed in very casual padded armor. You're not really sure how long you've been here. There's a very thin barred window above your cell. And the daylight doesn't make sense. You remember settling in for your long rest, but looking through, the sun is setting. You get the feeling that a great deal of time has passed. As you're looking out the window, you hear a familiar voice echoing into the space. And I'm not really sure where he is, but we have to find him. Thorvald was very insistent. Now, Gathon, you go check this way. Medi, you check this way. Jin, I'm not really sure what you are, but please, if you don't mind helping. And you can hear familiar voices kind of echoing into the ship's hull. What would you like to do, Omni?
Do I recognize the ship?
Um,
Or that voice, does it sound like Raylene?
Definitely sounds like Raylene.
So, the smuggling compartment on our ship, on the Whispering Eye, how large was that space? Is that something that I feel like I'm in, or I'm below a deck and there's other things that are going on?
You're in a very
around?
massive space.
And we also didn't have a dead Elithic corpse on ours.
That's a good point.
Or a bear.
Interesting. So I'm hearing things that aren't actually there or around me. Can I make I'm trying to think of what it might be. An insight check, maybe, to try and determine where I think I might be?
Give me a survival check.
Survival check. That's way worse than insight. But 18.
18. The fact that you can hear the water and the waves, you know you're on a ship. The sounds that you can hear drifting in You know that you're still in a wharf that might be near your ship, but maybe not precisely near it. You're kind of confused as you take in all the sounds, and you begin to kind of like focus on it. And then you hear two guards kind of laughing, and they're currently rolling dice in the middle of the floor that you can see them at. You can also hear others deeper in the darkness. You hear like an eagle squawk very loudly.
An eagle or potentially a hawk?
No, it sounds very much like a raptor of more traditional species.
Okay.
The strange thing is, you
Also,
look from
eagles
where the
sound
grizzly
dumb,
bear
and
is
that's
in the
another thing they
cage.
sound all the time.
Off to your right, there's another cage. And in that cage, you watch as this very strange green creature with a long, elongated nose, blackened, curly hair, darkened, opaque eyes, its skin looking very strange. It's quite large and hunched over, but it's in its own cage as well. You watch as one of the guards walks by it and slams the halberd into the cage. There's quiet in there. And then kind of walks away. There's a creaking noise, and then a little bit of sunset daylight pops through a hatch as you watch somebody walk down some stairs. Gatharn, Medi, and Jin, give me perception checks, please. 4.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
16.
Nice. For you, Medi, as you're listening to Raylene talk about trying to locate Omni, after about 10 or 15 minutes walking down the wharf, you just immediately stop to look at the strangest ship that you've ever seen. It's maybe 3 decks high. It's very exotically painted. On the side of it, it
Blasted
says...
oath.
On the side of it, it says it's called the SS Showmanship. You can see that it bears the colorations of a city that you're somewhat familiar with, a city called Amman, a capital city that resides in the continent of Taldori. And it's strange. You don't remember seeing this ship here before. It must have arrived the previous night, and it's heavily guarded on the deck. There are very thin windows on the second deck that kind of encapsulate it, and you heard what you felt like sounded like a rumble or a roar of some kind of animal or beast that kind of drew your attention to it.
Anybody else? Just me.
Just you, as far as you can tell. But as the others stop to hear you say that, they begin to hear a strange kind of beastly roar emanating from the ship.
We from our ship.
I feel
How far are you from your ship?
Yeah.
About a 15, 20-minute walk.
How about by like rowboat?
Give me a survival check.
feel compelled to check that house.
15.
Same.
If you were in a rowboat, maybe 5-10 minutes.
Damn. I could hear them from that. It was just like on the wind coming through the windows of the ship. Okay. Jeez, 5-10 minutes on a rowboat. I was thinking that I might be able to misty step my way out of here, but not over that distance. Not shackled and manacled up. Well, actually. So there are guards playing dice near me.
Correct. And you can hear Raylene chattering. You can hear the others chattering amongst themselves. But you get the feeling it's only because of how windy it might be. And it's like kind of broadcasting their voices into the space and then echoing off the interior of this massive ship.
Do I have my things?
You do not.
I know
You-
I don't have any of like my weapons or anything
You
like
have-
that, but just like
You are
the stuff
dressed
that I wear.
in very unfamiliar tunics and breech pants. You have none of your gear with you at all.
Cool.
Isn't your clothes made from your own skin?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Bunch of dead skin sitting around somewhere.
You watch as a guard comes up, looks through the bars down at you, and then turns and walks back over to another cage, and then another, and then drifts deeper into the depths of the ship.
I'll just talk to the guard and just see which one of. Excuse me.
No,
Sir?
no words come out of your mouth.
Well, fuck. In that case, now I have to go through all my spells and see which ones don't actually require words.
What's your passive perception?
11.
DC's a 10. You trying to focus and understand what's going on. You realize there's something around your neck and there's a tag as well.
Cool. Let's see. Does this require verbiage? VSM. That's vocal, somatic, and material, right?
Correct.
So if it has all of those, you need to be able to do all three.
Correct.
Okay.
You're
so
looking
that-
for something that's either a somatic or material component only.
which I don't have material components. Misty Step is vocal. See Invisibility is all three. Command is vocal.
As you're struggling trying to figure out what to do, the tag falls in front of your face. It
Am I
says-
injured at all?
It doesn't seem like it,
Okay.
but you are wearing a tag that says shipment number 2459.
Well, that freaking sucks. Omni is extremely triggered by this and immediately starts going into a bit of a state of like shock and panic.
Give me a dex check really quick.
Okay. Check or save?
Check.
15 plus 4, 19.
19. You watch as the guard quickly comes over to the cage and slams the halberd into the bars really hard. Quiet in there. Medi,
But I didn't say anything. I can't say anything. The fuck
But
is
you
wrong
can
with
jingle,
you?
jangle. Jingle, jangle.
you hear somebody blurt out, quiet in there. Just a tinge of it, a tint of
Well,
noise.
You know what I'm gonna do about that. Get that sweet, sweet invisibility going and figuring it out.
You watch as Raylene stops short and goes, Medi, what are you doing?
Investigating
What are we investigating?
noise.
You watch as Raylene looks at the ship and looks at you. What are you going on there?
Maybe.
I mean, you know what that is, don't you?
I think it's a ship, and I just turn invisible.
And she like reaches to stop you, and you immediately go invisible. Garn and Jen, you watch as Medi goes invisible.
I start looking around for a loose nail or something in the floorboards to see if I can potentially start working at like picking locks and stuff.
Give me an investigation check. Jen and Gathar, what are you
Uh,
doing now that Medi's gone invisible? And Raylene seems very put off by it.
And
Then,
Say, I'll be right back.
Well, where are you going, Gathon? We gotta find
She's-
Omni. We're expected for dinner.
Yeah, well, if she needs backup, we need weapons. And I'm already running back to our ship.
What? Well, Jen,
And
you're
I'm
the,
sprinting.
yeah, Jen,
I'm
you're the
sprinting at
sensible
40
one. What? Why are they? Jen,
And she's, as Raylan's talking to me,
It's
she
sunset.
sees, She sees Jin just staring at his reflection in the like a store window,
Jin?
and it's
Are you all right? There's something
like,
wrong.
half of his face is smiling, while the other half is starting to go into like a grim expression.
Give me an
Like he's just-
intimidation check, please.
No, I'm good at those technically.
Theoretically.
Dirty 20.
20. Raylene seems to take a moment of panic as she takes 2 or 3 steps away from you. Jin, what is wrong with you? Are you okay?
Jin will turn and look at her and say, I'm fine. What's going on?
Well, Maddie's gone invisible. She seemed very inquisitive about this ship. Gathan said something about backing Maddie up and has sprinted back to the Whispering Eye to retrieve weapons, which has me concerned.
Which shit?
This one, right here. The Showman.
Do I know anything about the Showman? Have I heard?
Give me a history
name-
check, because you are familiar with Marquette, correct?
She said it was from Iman, right?
It's from Iman, yeah.
Well, this Jin is familiar with the continent of Taldore, so
Right.
what does that mean?
What? Some potential lures of asking about my backstory? Go on.
17.
17. The Showman is a infamous traveling carnival, and the Showman is someone who collects rare and exotic creatures and then takes them back to Amman for a famous carnival that he runs and has been running for decades. Strange to see the ship here. This is usually a ship that you would not expect to traverse such huge amounts of open water, but the coloration, the emblazoned name of the ship on the side, and then oddly enough, as Raylene is explaining this to you, you kind of look up to see this very bombastic looking individual dressed in green, yellow, red colorations, a huge like brimmed hat, his orcish features with a big booming kind of like smile as he's just kind of having a conversation with 2 individuals, and they seem to be exchanging bags of money, and they shake hands, and they all seem to kind of disperse across the open deck, and you lose sight of them yet again.
She went aboard that ship, really.
But why? Why go on that ship? I don't understand.
What did she say before she went?
She didn't really say anything. She said that she was going to investigate a noise. I think that's what she said. Yes. Something about a noise she heard.
Jin's gonna step towards the dock and still facing Raylene, and he gets dangerously close to the edge. I think I'm gonna go investigate too.
But
As I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna summon my packed weapon, and what Raylene sees is just like a bolt of lightning, and then a black blade in his hand as he jumps off into the water.
Legit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh.
We have successfully split the party 4 ways.
In the first like 5 minutes. Good
As,
job.
as you slam into the water, you just see a very frustrated Raylene immediately turn and race back into the busy section of the evening of the Revels, and then you lose sight of her from your position, Jin. Gatharin, you easily make it back to the Whispering Eye rather quickly. Medi, what are you doing?
Well, okay, so this ship that I'm heading towards, is it offshore or is it at dock?
It's at dock.
Okay. Then yeah, I will sneaky snake my way in its general direction, first of all.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth
And-
check as a base.
Yep. That's why I said first of all, because I had a feeling there's probably going to be a roll like we're playing a game or something. Ooh, very good. 23.
23. As the minute you go invisible, you focus. You quickly make your way up the main portion of the dock that it's attached to. You can see 3 gangways. 2 up to the main deck and 2 up to the helmsman deck. Or 1 up to the helmsman deck. There are guards posted on all of them, 2 per gangway. You can see other individuals. You then watch as an individual walks up to the railing and looks down, left, and then right. A familiar-looking tiefling, one that you've seen before. The one that clearly had decided not to take up the offer to join the Whispering Eye, and is clearly taking a separate offer. You then watch as a rather large, grotesque-looking bugbear walks directly behind the tiefling, like it's on some kind of pattern of watch. And the deck...
Question.
Yeah.
Am I near a wall, like one of the walls of the, or is my cell, like, how is that stationed up?
You get the feeling that as you look at... From your position, the guard is just right outside the cell wall, and you're isolated. You don't have direct access to anything. You're bound. You're hogtied. Heavy metal manacles with a strange wire brooch around your neck with a tag dangling, just so you could barely see it with your shipment number on it.
Approximately how far is one of the ship's walls from me?
Maybe about 5-10 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Marine Layer, and it's gonna go. It's an ability, so it's not a spell. It doesn't require anything. It's gonna spread out 20 feet in all direction, and just there's an intense fog. And unless you're 5 feet from me, you can't see through it. So that should permeate through the walls.
Is it considered a magical effect?
It's part of Channel Divinity. You channel the sea to create a thick cloud of fog that surrounds you and heavily obscures the area for 20 feet in all directions and follows you as you move. You and all creatures within 5 feet of you inside treat this fog as lightly obscured. The fog lasts for 10 minutes and spreads around corners and cannot be dispersed.
Do you have to see the water?
Nope. Because it can be done anywhere. It can be done on land. It just creates fog around me.
So with that, you begin to permeate this mist around you. There's this heavy burning sensation, but then it quickly fades as the brooch around your neck doesn't recognize this as a magical effect. And this section of the ship begins to fill with this strange mist. Jin, from your position outside, there is a strange mist forming on the back end of the ship. Medi, as you're walking along the dock, trying to take in all the guards and everything that you can see, you watch as a mist begins to form at the back end of the ship.
Question. Has Omni ever used this before? I don't remember.
Episode 1, Fighting the Kraken.
That's true. That is true.
I was like,
Do I recognize it as a thing that Omni is capable of?
Give me an insight check.
Cool.
That was my Hail Mary flag, hoping somebody will be able to see what's going on. We're giving away my location.
Jason?
Yeah, you can as well, Jin.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Medi?
15.
For you, Medi, it seems unusual. For you, Jen, it definitely reminds you of something Omni has casted before. You get the sense that Omni might be in the bowels of that ship.
I'm gonna YOLO and Dimension Door where I think he should be.
Yes, queen!
Okay. Give me an intelligence save, please.
Also, I'm really sorry that dogs are fighting really hard. I promise they're just playing if you can hear them.
I can't hear him.
Okay, they're like, every time they're like barking and stuff, it's like flashing my mic. Like, it's being picked up.
That's funny.
22.
22. You feel the psychic rebound of your attempt to penetrate the ship. Instead of taking 42 points of damage, you take 21 points of psychic damage as you are unable to penetrate the ship.
Man, I lose a spell slot.
Catharn, you've
in
raced
addition to that-
back to the point. There is a mist and fog floating up from the docked ship. There's some kind of dissonant, kind of arcane refraction that just happened. There's no sign of Medi or Raylene at this point.
Is Catharn on the dock?
I'm on
He
a
is
rowboat.
now. Oh, are you
You're on a rowboat?
rowboating back?
And that's why I wanted to know how fast it would get to be back. 'Cause I'm
Gotcha.
trying to get to the
All
ship.
Catharn
and
sees
back
is like
faster.
horns out of the water.
And so when I freaking went back to the ship, I grabbed Omni's stuff, Medi's stuff, and Jen's stuff, as well as some healing potions just in case. I would have had Clark drop the boat, so he would have actually sailed us towards it.
So with that, as you entered in,
And I've got Claudia, and
as
I'm in a
you
kill.
as you entered in to the captain's quarters where Omni would have been.
Omni's quarters were locked. I didn't go in there.
So how did you get his stuff?
Then I wouldn't have gotten Omni stuff.
Okay. So, since you didn't go in there, I will tell you this, or you didn't intend to go in there except for one thing. Give me a perception check really quick.
It's a dirty 20.
The door was slightly ajar when you made your way onto deck.
Well, then I would have gone in.
Yeah. And as you enter, the entire space has been turned over. There is a compartment door on the wall that looks like it was intended to be hidden wide open, but nothing seems to be inside of it. None of Omni's stuff of his personal possessions are here, but all of his ancillary possessions have been tossed out, thrown on the ground. There's just debris everywhere, almost like somebody went searching frantically through this space, but they are currently not here from what you can tell.
Okay. It's something to put down for later.
Okay.
Mainly, I'm focused on grabbing weapons.
Okay.
Since we're not allowed to have weapons in the Revels, I figured we all kept them on the ship.
Yeah, the weapons would definitely, unless you're Jin, it's a separate issue.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so I would have fetched like Omni's rapier, Medi's short sword, and whatever other weapon I've known she has used.
Okay.
And then Claudia, and like I said, a friggin' handful of the superior healing potions.
Okay.
It
So
was
about
actually,
probably like 8 of those.
the other way around. Medi had the rapier and Omni had the short sword.
Okay, flip flop. So yeah.
Okay.
Whoever had whatever, I grabbed that.
As
Oh no, and then Ifiola has the pistol. So I
As you
don't have
begin
that pistol.
bringing that rowboat around to this part of the wharf, give me a stealth check and a perception check.
All right, stealth is not trained in that. So that's 16 for stealth.
Okay.
And then perception is a 19.
At first, you're forced to stop short as guards quickly look down. And then you watch and wait, they disperse. And as you make your way around the front of the ship, and you're now cruising towards the back of the ship, that mist begins to appear. At the base of the mist, you can see two little horns bobbing in the water. It looks like Jin might actually be in the water.
I take a point towards it with Clark, and we hoist him out of the water. And I give him a healing potion.
Okay, the two of you hoist. Catharn, what exactly are we doing here?
Not sure, but I figure we're gonna need weapons and backup. So, you lay low, and if we need to make a quick getaway, oh, you're here. And if it looks like we need to make a
They've got him. I've got him, Clark.
Quickly,
His mind.
quickly, break his neck.
I do some percussive maintenance on Catharn. Smack the bald of his head.
and if need be,
Oh, he's back.
you get the fuck away.
I'll do my best.
Get the Whispering Eye ready to sail.
Yeah, he's like looking up at the ship, and it's like a 3-tiered deck, and the 4th deck would be the helm's deck. Are you and Jin climbing on board that thing?
We'll wait for Medi's signal.
So Medi knows you're here, then.
No.
Oh.
She-
No, the signal will be fighting.
Oh, Well, I guess that's good to know. Okay. You watch as he checks his scimitar and his pistol at his waist. It's not usually good to get in fights in the Revels. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, that's
Unless
why I
it
brought
was
the
a
fishing pole in
bizarre,
as well.
unless it was
I
a
had-
bizarre natural phenomenon.
I hand Clark a fishing
Clark
pole.
rubs his head as Jin's talking. Anyway,
Thorn, are you following me?
Oh, Clark, don't worry. This gin's cool. It's nighttime now.
What do you guys talk?
what
Your
Cause-
daytime gin is a dumbass, and I noticed that when the sun goes down, you're cool. Don't ever fucking call me a goblin again, though.
Who called you a goblin? I'll
You
kill
did
them.
twice.
As I'm holding my rapier, I'm like, who called you a goblin? I will skewer them right now.
I
Was
hand
it Clark?
Clark a fishing pole and tell him that if anyone asks, you're fishing.
Oh yeah, because that's perfectly normal here in the evening, just fishing right by a very large. Sure, Gatharn sounds great.
I tell him he's fishing. for
Medi,
shark.
give me a perception check really quick, and Omni,
I
give
can
me
do
a perception check really quick.
I'm also gonna cast Divine Sense, which is another just innate ability, which will I'll be able to sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
He's
Okay.
in tight.
Fair enough. What'd you get, Medi?
Perception.
I got an 11, but for the record, I'm climbing up the side of the ship.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna run with your original stealth check still.
My perception was so fitting. The dice are telling the story. It was a 5, which makes
5.
sense because marine layer, it obscures everything except for the 5 feet around me, so
Right.
I can't see
Right.
anything that's going on right now.
There's some confusion. You can hear a grizzly bear begin to roar in the background. Guards kind of panic momentarily, thinking it was smoke. And then a hooded figure steps up to your cell and waves their hand. Now, there's no reason to get excited. We'll be leaving soon. Now, be a good little changeling and sit still. You're worth a lot of money to me. And you watch as the figure turns and walks away. Gods, if you would, keep an eye on that one. He still has his magics. Well, not exactly magics. The brooch will keep the more harmful things away. And the whole time, that figure is pulsing fiendish energy off of your divine awareness the entire time, like to the point where it almost hurts to stare at like the magical refraction from it.
Cool. It still lasts for 10 minutes and it cannot be dispersed. I don't know if that's something that is like a dispel thing would work on, but
You felt a gentle breeze and wind come across you that dispersed the marine layer, but you don't get the feeling that it recognized your divine sense that you just used, the ability to pick certain phenomenon out of your innate ability. Medi, as you reach the edge, give me an athletics check to kind of just hang on
that's
and pull
funny.
yourself kind of over at the same time.
Funny thing that you've said, Jason.
she
I'm
walks up
definitely gonna-
perpendicular to the.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm doing.
yeah.
I'm definitely
spider
heading.
climb.
Yeah, I am using spider climb. Anyway, I'm definitely heading towards the foggy area, even
Okay.
if I don't immediately recognize it as being, omni related.
definitely
it's
looked
still
weird.
The most interesting thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks strange.
Do we see the fog get dispersed from the rowboat?
You feel a gentle breeze, and then the marine layer just dissipates into the water. What'd you get,
Darn,
Betty?
that can't be good.
What happened with the 8?
What'd you get? An 8?
8.
8? I was
I'm
mostly,
dexterous, not a
I was mostly looking for a 5 or less. I mean,
Jason,
yeah.
because what I was planning to do, and this may affect her role,
Okay.
Oh god.
I was gonna cast control water and cast part the water, so the boat's gonna drop 100 feet.
Well,
Oh, damn.
That's why I got an 8, because I am trying to climb over and the boat just drops off.
Holy crap. Amazing.
Jin, give me an intelligence save.
Well, I hope you have another superior potion in there somewhere.
You smash Omni to pieces, because they're at the bottom of the boat.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Once again, you attempt to cast around the boat, and there's a refraction. This kind of like psychic dissonance rebounds into you for 21 points of psychic damage. Because it was such a major spell that you cast this time, you watch as like translucent glyphs just briefly light up along the edge of the ship and then fade quickly. Medi, you experience
magic,
all
bro.
this equally, this weird kind of magical sensation, which then it causes you to kind of look down at the waterline. You could see Jin and Gatharn kind of like frantically having a conversation, and then you could see Clark just sitting in the boat pretending to be fishing. Meanwhile, he's like looking over his shoulder at the other two, trying to figure out what's going on. And as you look up, you can hear boots getting closer to the edge of the rail that you're now like right underneath at this point.
Yeah, I'm invisible, so hopefully it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try to hop over and get on the deck.
Okay, so as you bring yourself over and onto the deck, there's about, well, let me show you what you see.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Gatharn just sees Jin's nose start to like bleed. It's just like this dark black gloop coming out of his nostrils.
Dark,
Yeah, you don't bleed.
dark black goop.
I would know.
Mm-hmm.
As you come up over the edge of the rail, you can see some individuals up at the front, some back, and you're more towards the rear of the helm section.
Yeah.
And you can see what appears to be this very garish looking orc dressed in very bright attire and bright colors, flourishing to these two individuals, and they seem to be haggling over a price. The orc looks at one of the individuals and goes, "Well, I don't care what you say. If it truly is a changeling, he's worth his weight in gold. The carnival will definitely pay nicely for him. But I've paid enough of a wage. Do you have any idea how much it costs to take this entire ship back over to Amman? I cannot afford that price. You'll have to do better than that." And you watch as the just very simply clothed individual, "Well, I'm told that I can lower my price if necessary, but you will not be happy if I'm forced to." And this conversation just kind of goes back and forth. No one's noticed you yet. One of the guards just stops short of looking down as there's a noise coming from the other side of the ship that kind of draws their attention away. But the deck seems very much in a state of like just kind of business as usual energy, this vibe of, you know, there are things that look suspicious to you in the sense that it looks like they may be getting ready to set sail. Like they're doing some pre-notion ideas of getting sails prepped. They're getting ropes coiled up. There's sailors that are moving about that aren't armed, are just kind of doing their activity of preparation at this point. You can see two hatches in the center of the ship, one of which is partially open, and you can occasionally hear like a beastly roar echoing out of the interior of the ship.
Yep. That's where I go. Yep.
What are the is it the Yanti that are the snake-like humanoids?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if that thing is like slightly cracked open, I'm gonna try to wait for a moment when people like aren't paying attention and try to just.
Fair enough. Jin and
Slightly.
Gatharn down below. What are the two of you doing? Clark looks. What are you two doing? You're gonna get us fucking caught.
Clark, row us to the shore. Gatharn,
There's no shore. The whole thing's a massive war. You
roll us
idiots.
to the fucking thing, man.
What thing, Jin?
I punch him in the face.
Give me a D20.
18.
21 on his deck save. He grabs. There's no reason to get upset. What I'm saying is,
It's
there's
important.
not
Just
any.
roll us to the shell. Roll us to the goddamn shell. To the goddamn shell. Start rowing,
watch
you
as Clark
massive
just
behemoth of
grabs the
muscle.
oars and begins to heave over and roll right underneath the dock. And as it rolls underneath the wharf and dock and through the pylons, you feel the rowboat hit something like a hard barnacle surface. It's the best
Thank
I
you.
can
And I
do.
grab his face. I grab his face and I kiss him on both cheeks. Catharn,
You're so weird, Jen.
I understand that and I apologize. Catharn, do you want to be the sold or the seller? Do you want to be the merchandise or the merchant?
This again.
Yeah, but I'm asking for consent this time.
Fair enough.
Brandon, you're muted.
It's like, what are you talking about? I'm just gonna climb up the chain and bash
Okay,
heads.
you're gonna be the merchandise. Come on. Sometimes it's good to be subversion. Come on, grab my little hand.
Oh, this is going to be excellent. You want me to wait here and still pretend I'm fishing?
No, I think you should go back to the ship and prepare us to get the hell out of here.
Fair
Can
enough.
they see?
Starts rowing away.
Can you what?
I was gonna say, can I see where the anchor chain is?
Yeah,
Ooh.
well, the anchor's not down. It's currently lashed to a series of dock pylons. The anchor is up. There's just lashings of heavily coiled rope to the pylons.
All right, can we see how many people are on board?
From this position, give me a perception check. And it's starting to get a little bit darker.
22.
22.
Can you
From
do
this-
that with
from this
with advantage? I go over and open his eyes more.
From this position, you can see the occasional guard walk along the rail. You can hear and see sailors like they're in a kind of like a preparatory, like prepping the sails, coiling rope, doing.
It's about to it's about to set sail, right?
Not immediately. They're just doing like the.
No, but I mean, I figure since they don't have the anchor, they're not planning on staying longer.
Well, they're at dock. You don't need to weigh your anchor when you're at dock. There's no reason to weigh your anchor at dock. You're lashed to the
There's no
wharf
reason.
itself. You don't need to
Okay.
weigh anchor. Plus, you'd also know that the Revel Island itself is a free-floating island, and that wouldn't make a lot of sense for them to do that. You guys are not anchored. Your chain wouldn't be long enough, Giggity, to anchor the ship.
So, I've just been researching like crazy, scrolling through things and trying to make sure that this could potentially work, which it might not, up to the DM's discretion. But, seeing as magic capabilities are inhibited by this necklace that is currently around my half-elf form, I'm still in my half-elf appearance, correct?
Correct.
Sweet. I'm going to wait until the guards' backs are turned and then shapeshift into a Yonti and a very slender and slim Yonti because their heads are narrower than their necks. So I'm going to just like try and get out of these bonds and binds by just shapeshifting into a slender snake-like humanoid.
Give me a con save, please.
Let me get back to my page.
You're gonna kill yourself before we even come and help you.
It's fine. Omni's literally trying everything right now to get out of this situation. This is like
Fair enough.
his absolute worst nightmare and fear. So he doesn't even care. Like being dead would be better than being in this position. Oh yeah. 21.
21. When you go to shapeshift, this strange kind of energy pours through your body. It seems to be emanating from the manacles on your wrists and the manacles on your ankles, preventing you from shapeshifting. You take 18 points of psychic damage, halved to 9 because you did save. And you begin to convulse and shake violently on the ground. You watch as a guard leering through the bars. Yeah, she said you'd try that, but not today there, buddy. And he kind of goes back to his guarding position and starts wandering around. Meta, you have no trouble hearing that voice echo up and out of the open hatch. as somebody just taunted somebody, and you heard it quite clearly.
Yeah. I'm still trying to like go through the thing to get
Yep.
down there.
Go ahead and give me a new stealth check, because this is a little bit more precarious, a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
Jin and Gatharn, I'm
With
assuming
advantage because you're invisible.
you're
I am.
preparing your theatrics at this point, I would imagine.
I'm telling Jin that we should wait until we hear the signal.
Fair enough. Medi, what'd you get?
22.
22. You easily make your way through the different pathways of people on the deck of the ship, and you get to the half-open hatchway. You can hear the sounds of creatures and other things down below, and you kind of creep your way through the open hatchway. And just as you do, you kind of reverse yourself underneath the stairs as a guard goes walking like right past you, and you're holding on to the underneath of the stairs. Give me a perception check, please.
Nah.
What'd you get?
4.
A 4. It's dark down here. It's confusing. It smells funky. There's all manner of cages down here filled with strange creatures. And you watch as you're holding yourself underneath the stairs. You watch as the cage nearest you, strange clawed hands come to the bars, and a set of wings and a female visage and bird-like body bear from the midriff up
Harpy?
as it smells the air near you. You can feel this beak nearly get close enough to you. And it just
Here's the
pulls
situation.
itself back into the cage. You
got
also
a freaking
watch
harpy?
as off to the side a grizzly bear. And then guards begin to slam. Guards begin to slam their halberds into bars. Yeah, fight down. You're leaving soon enough.
How many guards are there down here?
You can see. Well, let me show you.
1.
I'm thinking it's buffet time. Like,
I'm thinking, this is a lot of creatures that are in cages, and we don't like cages, you know?
we do not.
That's true. You do not.
Oh, hey, look, he's adding more.
I think that's you.
Yeah.
You are currently behind the stairs. You can see a guard slightly off to your right. There's a guard off to your left. They don't notice you because you're invisible. As you peek around the corner, you swore you saw another guard. There's a grizzly bear to your right and some other strange creature behind you. You're not really sure what it is. Could
Okay.
be, I mean, very strange.
I have some shenanigans that I want to pull. Jason.
What a shock.
What does the lock look like on the harpy or whatever it is? This cage.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Oh, I'm much better at those ones. In theory. 21.
21. Let me give you a little bit more of a cool angle here so you can see more of what's going on. Looking at it from that position, it looks very sophisticated. It's definitely glyphed and warded, which might kind of make sense. It's double padlocked, and there's a silver chain wrapped around and entwining both locks. It
What does
looks-
it look like it's made out of,
Yeah, it looks like whoever locked this knew that whatever this creature is, it's obviously dangerous.
though?
And for it to get out could be dangerous as well.
Does it look like it's just regular metal, though?
The silver, no. The locks,
The
yes.
lock itself.
Yeah.
Tight. Remember how I've been making acid for like days?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Climb
we
up
thought
on
that
the-
was LSD.
Yeah.
Different
yeah.
kind of acid, my friend, but close.
Climb up on the ceiling.
No wonder my
And-
throat was burning when I was tripping.
Aye.
Man.
Climb up on the ceiling and upside down pour acid on the lock.
Because of your innate ability to climb,
Amazing.
that's no problem. However, I will need an athletics
Yeah,
because you're,
that's fair.
or acrobatics because you're combining the two efforts. So as a
Okay.
base, just give me acrobatics. Omni, give me a perception check, please.
Um, 19.
Okay.
Shannon rolled a 1.
No, Maddie's dice have missed me, obviously. I put them in dice jail for a long time. That's a 25.
25.
Ooh.
Don't put us back!
As you climb up and over and you're hanging on with your toes in one hand, you begin to just kind of gently pour from about a 3 or 4 foot distance the acid on to the whole locking mechanism as a whole. It begins to splash onto the bar, the silver chain, and everything else. You hear Omni, you hear a strange noise, but you don't see it. None of the other guards seem to hear it or notice it either. Shannon, you empty the contents. There's a burning, acrid smell. It looks like it's working, but it might take some time. Jen and Gatharn, what are you two doing at this point?
All right, so what's the signal going to be, Gatharn? Did she tell you something? Because obviously not. I was there, and she just disappeared. So what is the signal?
Chaos.
All right, that's a fair point. And Jin grabs a little flask out of his coat and says, "Beverage."
Nope, gotta fight tomorrow. Gotta stay sober tonight.
I don't know, whatever.
Gatharn takes his fighting more seriously than his drinking.
Why did you refer to yourself in the third person?
Because that's what fighters do. I saw this one guy who's like freaking the Pebble or some shit like that. Kept calling himself the Pebble.
Did you take too many blows to the head? You know you're supposed to protect your face, right?
But
And I'm
my
pretty
head's
sure
like
he was called
hardest
the
part.
Boulder. He was called the Boulder, not the Pebble. Who wants to be referred to as the Pebble?
The Boulder's kid?
That's a very good point, actually. They could start a whole entire franchise just based off of rock-based names. The Boulder, the Pebble. What
Or
would be
the
in
more
the middle?
familiar term, the Rock.
Mhm.
TM.
It's trademarked, man. You can't say it. So
I
we wait
continue
for
to
chaos.
look for a loose nail in the floorboards.
Yeah, that first attempt, mostly something very squishy you spat out of your mouth. You're not really sure what it was. The hay and other straw that's been bedded down in here is quite rank and filled with just all bits of nasty, as the innards of whatever that creature is lying next to you is spilled out onto the floor. You kind of move and shift and move. Give me another investigation check.
You said there's a dead creature in the cell with me?
Correct.
Sweet. Cool. I'm gonna see if they have anything on them while I'm looking for sharp, small, thin objects to pick locks with.
Okay.
One thing
Nice.
I will do
Mm-hmm.
is I'm gonna give Jin the backpack that's got the potions.
Okay.
I'm going to start getting ready for battle, so basically make my kilt so I can just drop off. I'm tying that one wineskin. It's going to be strapped, the one that's got the pepper sauce in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep one bottle of freaking the superior healing potion on hand.
I dig through and is there a regular healing potion in there?
Yeah, there's like a couple lesser ones in there.
All right, I'll take one lesser healing potion and drink it.
Okay.
Lesser.
keep
Go ahead and
forgetting
roll for that.
My
Yeah.
investigation on this character is it's 0. It's not helpful at all. But I'm using my metal dice.
One that lands
And
on
as y'all
20
have
automatically.
experienced, these bitches do well. It wasn't 20, but it was a 19.
19. This place has been very much purposely picked clean. The creature next to you, its strange tentacled face, you begin to try to examine it, and it doesn't look like it's for all intents and purposes, it's got a simple plain tunic on. It's got no gear or anything on it. searching through the straw frantically and looking best you can. You don't find anything that resembles the possibility of a pick, of a lock pick.
What about its teeth? Does it have a mouth or teeth?
It does. It has a very rounded mouth with a series of serrated teeth, almost like a sucker fish.
Is this a mind flare?
Give me a history check.
It's a Davy Jones.
I have another important question.
Okay.
15.
15. Yeah, you think it might be. Looks like an illithid.
And it's just like dead.
Mm-hmm. When
And
you begin to
I-
notice a strange itching sensation on the back of your head.
Can I see if I can determine, or do I see its wound that would have caused it to die?
Yeah, it's been belly split open from the sternum down to the pelvis.
I mean, not cool. That sucks, but information. The itching on the back of my head. Does it feel like there's a creepy crawly, like a spider or some type of thing that's on me?
No, it just feels strange, and as you kind of rub the back of your head, there's some moisture coming out of the back of your head.
Your brain is leaking.
I turn around or like roll over to see if there's anything behind me. Another
Maddie,
creature in the.
Yeah, Maddie, you hear loud chains being pulled at something.
Okay, they're talking about a changeling. I don't think that I could necessarily just identify a creature as a changeling, but I'm gonna certainly try looking through the rest of these cages while this acid is working.
Okay.
Just creepy crawling around.
Yeah.
Looking,
As you
investigating.
crawl across the remainder of the rear of the ship, looking down, you see Omni manacled inside of a cage. He's still in his elven form.
Oh. Well,
You
okay.
see a guard nearby. In fact, let me update where you are. It's not going to be precise, but at least.
You just grab that figure by its butt.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, like you do.
As you hang upside down, there's a guard facing the opposite away. Omni is on the ground inside the cage, manacled at the feet and the wrists. And
With apparently something eating the back of my brain.
Yep.
not that you could tell from here without getting inside the cell itself.
Okay, so the lock is similar?
Identical.
Wonderful.
Could I presume that that might be where I got like hit in the head and knocked out and I'm just bleeding?
Give me an insight check.
15.
The fogginess of your mind tells you it might have been magical in nature. Whatever's in the back of your head is not related to your subjugation.
Great. That's cool.
So, here's the switch. I don't think that and like legitimately looking at my thing, I don't think that my blood hunter abilities are spells. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's innate abilities that can't be harmed by, certain dispel, magical items. Most of what Jin was running into was a specific dampening field around the ship related to the attempt to cast spells.
Nor do
but
I
that's
know
what
that,
you
of
would know
course.
that. It's more of an out of character reference for you. That's all.
though I mean, Medi relies more on her blood hunter abilities than the spells she has anyway. So, let's go ahead and mess this guard up. I'm gonna get above his head.
Okay.
And I'm gonna curse him with a blood curse of binding.
Okay.
Strength save, please.
He has no idea you're there.
Oh, of course not.
So you're free to describe anything you want to do and then roll away.
Okay.
Gatharn and Jin, you'll be up next after Medi.
Okay, so I'm gonna do about 100 things. So ready for it.
Okay.
Bloodthirst of binding. He must succeed on a strength saving throw, or have his speed be reduced by 0, and he can't use a reaction.
That's going to be a 7.
Beautiful. Love to see that.
That's a
Love to
disadvantage
see
because
that.
you do have surprise.
Yep. Okay, and then I will use that one, and then I will use my Crimson Right on my mouth, as I have done before.
Okay.
And drop down from the ceiling and bite him.
Roll to
Hopefully
attack
silently.
with advantage.
That'll be a natural 20.
Natural 20. With that natural 20, go ahead and give me stealth with advantage as well.
Oh boy, 23 again.
Omni, there's a strange disturbance behind you. Your invisibility is revealed, correct, Medi, because you attacked?
No, because
Nope.
you said it was greater invisibility.
Oh, that's right. Omni, as you
It
hear...
just lasts for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, as you hear noise behind you, you turn to watch. Go ahead and roll for damage for me, Medi.
Yep, I'm doing some math because it's a lot.
7.
7. Don't laugh, man. I've seen that happen. Natural 20. I roll 3 ones.
Did you want me to roll for something?
Not yet.
When you said I heard something behind me, was my back to the door, and the thing I
Well,
heard
you had
was
rolled over to
potentially
look
Medi?
at the dead creature,
Yeah.
and now your back is to the cage door, and then you hear something behind you. You begin to roll
Gotcha.
over to investigate the
checking.
noise behind you. And as soon as I get a damage score from Medi, I'll tell you what you either see or don't see. It's a lot of math, Medi. That's a lot of math. She's got all 3 of her shoes off and counting all 15 toes.
Square root of 72 divided by the exponent of 37.
40.
40. So, Omni, as you roll over to look, you watch as this guard suddenly drops their halberd, but within a few inches of it hitting the ground, it stops from hitting the ground. You don't know why. And then you watch as this guard just goes to scream, and then there's now blood kind of emanating from its neck, and you just watch it as it gets just ensanguinated, and the corpse just drops silently to the ground without a single word or noise.
I let him down really gently because of the blood curse of binding, just a little.
A little glimmer of hope creeps into Omni's heart.
Okay?
What?
Because he only knows of one invisible vampire that might be potentially in this situation.
The guard's name was Franzia.
But nobody asked.
And his last name was Box?
Yep.
Oh boy. So I know what I'm gonna do next because this is gonna be bonkers. I'm gonna
The cartoon Bobcat.
make myself some thieves' tools and attempt to pick this lock. Why is it gonna be bonkers? Gain a bonus to the next ability check or attack roll you make. The bonus equals the damage dealt by the bite.
Nice. What was that, like plus
You just
40?
wink at the lock,
Yeah.
and it just.
Well, yeah, it makes sense because you're just chock full of what you haven't been able to do for some days now because you've been living off the substitute sauce for the most part. And when this energy of this, all that blood courses into your body and looking down at the dead form and feeling that vampiric power just emanate into your body, I do need a quick charisma save, however.
Oh, but why though?
I think you
I
know
ate
why.
all of him, so like I shouldn't be hungry.
It's not about hunger, about trauma.
Medi just got the term I think is white girl wasted.
Yep.
The gun
No
show,
laws
the
when there's
constant
white
gun
laws.
shows.
It's not a gun show. These are just my arms. 17.
17. There's a moment that you feel just amazed by all this power, and there's this feeling of energy passing through your pupils, and this you even catch yourself licking your lips momentarily before deciding to focus on the lock. There's a distraction. You get, once again, every time you dabble in the more unconsented form of feed, the true power and the true nature of your capability tries to crawl and creep into your psyche. And you still, like always, kind of push back, keep it away as much as you can. Cathar and Jin, what are the two of you doing? You're outside walking up the dock. Are you in hiding still? Are you waiting for a signal? Are you doing the flim flam? What's the plan?
Like I was saying, Gatharn.
Apparently, I'm watching Jin get drunk.
planning a plan while watching Jin get drunk. I think that's brilliant. That works.
We've got a plan. I've got it written down. PLN plan.
Who are you talking to, Gatharn? It's just you and me. Don't look at me like that. Oh boy, and I thought I had multiple doors. No, okay, well.
Hey, it's not multiple, it's one. It's just sometimes the drugs come back.
They very much do.
Did you hear that?
Do we actually hear any chaos? Does everything look like,
Give me a perception
all things
check.
normal on the ship?
Give me perception.
That would be an 11.
As far as you can tell, everything looks fine. There's still no alarm. There's no rush. There's no reaction of any sort at this point. Just the two of you kind of hiding back in the docks and wharf area, keeping an eye on the ship at this point. No sign of Medi. No sign of chaos.
The ships that are next to this one.
There is no ship to the left. There is a ship off to the right. It's a 2-deck, kind of like similar ship to yours, only more of a galley design.
Does it look like there's a crew on board?
There's definitely a crew on board doing normal early evening activities. You could see a captain kind of walking the railing and talking to a first mate that's kind of trailing behind. Maybe a dozen or so individuals up on that deck.
In the midst of the revels? They're not reveling?
They are not.
Damn.
Omni, you watch as the lock and chain open and fall silently to the ground as a hand catches it before it hits the ground.
Hey, Jin, how much money do you have on you?
The cell door slightly askew now.
Oh, if there's any alarms, I want to try to disable those. Obviously.
With that roll and bonus, I'm giving you that one.
Okay, cool.
The silver chain was definitely an alarm spell, which you disabled, and the two locks come apart
Just want it stated that I did that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I do make occasional assumptions with that kind of roll.
I roll with my back towards the door in an attempt to make it easier for Medi to try and pick the manacles.
And I'll just say, we truly must stop meeting like this. One of us always in a cage.
Can't say anything. I'm just I'm still mute.
I tried to undo his bonds.
Give me sleight of hand with advantage because you're high as fuck right now. There is fresh blood coursing through your system, and your power is elite.
Thank God for advantage, because the first one was a 1. 24.
24. Omni, you feel the manacles and ankle shackles immediately come apart and off your personage.
And the stuff in his mouth, obviously.
Nothing in his mouth.
Oh, just kidding.
There's a strange wire and a tag hanging from his throat.
I'll try to take that off of their person.
Give me sleight of hand.
Gatharn and Jin have a plan.
Okay. What's your plan?
We're gonna go and bribe the captain on the next ship for him to go to shore.
Okay. Two of you make your way up the dock and then up the gangway. There's two guards standing aboard the ship. State your business.
I nudged Jin.
Captain Omnius of the Whispering Eye.
What was your name?
Omnius.
Oh, okay. Is that supposed to mean something to me? This isn't your ship, in case you're lost.
Come and gather your captain. I'd like a conversation.
On what accord? Why would he?
Article 13, subsection 2, captains may request any
Give me a
meeting.
Give me a persuasion.
Parley.
check.
Parley. Parsnip, parsnip, parsley.
27.
27. Sailor looks at you strangely. Yes, Captain. Right. Sure. You stay here and watch him. And you watch as the sailor quickly runs towards the front of the ship, is talking to the captain. The captain comes over with the sailor. Oh, please, what is this all about now? I'm busy. I must set sail tonight. I don't have time for this. Who are you and what do you want?
I take a deep and gracious bow. I am Captain Omnius. I have recently been promoted to the right hand of, and I look around the ship, and I lean towards the captain, Thorvald.
Oh, you're Captain Omni. I had heard word that he was going to promote you. Congratulations. I cannot believe you're going to take such a dangerous mission to hand. Know that me and all my sailors are certainly behind you, and we hope you have all the greatest success. But as you know, me and my men must leave tonight if we are to make the timetable that was explicitly expressed by Master Thorvald. Correct? I mean, has something changed? Is that why you're here?
Something has changed. And I pull out a diamond, a pricey one. Thorvald wishes to discuss further your arrangements.
Jesus. The rabbit hole you're going down, Jen, I'm trying to figure out how many rolls of what I need you to make. First, I need, as a base, to kind of maintain this deceit. Give me deception.
With advantage because of the big old diamond?
No, because you don't get he doesn't even look at the diamond. He's just looking at you in concern. He's more fixated on the idea that the plan has changed.
All right, so deception plus deception, just deception.
Yep. Yeah, deception plus deception, Vince, you know.
I'm going to
That's
use
16
a
automatically.
knowledge of the past life. I boosted a little bit. That's a 6. That's a 28.
28. Now give me persuasion with advantage.
I'm gonna give him bolstering magic.
Okay.
What does that mean?
How would you describe
Means-
you bolster him?
Squeezes my butt
I
a
just
little.
have to touch him.
Squeezes
like
my
I
butt a
got him
little.
on the
You
back.
feel a very small hand caress your left butt cheek.
You get a
Kind of
D-
just bites his lip and roll his eyes a little bit.
You can roll a D3 with any ability check right now.
Hell yeah. All right. 30.
30. Goes, so I don't understand. Thorvald was insistent that me and the other captains leave tonight and that we meet near the
As
shores.
he's speaking, I rest a hand on his shoulder and I look around. I understand your concern. There's a hawk above us, and I look him in the eyes and there's a hawk. Perhaps you should meet with the captain in his headquarters. Not literally, man. The hawk is watching and listening to our conversation.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
It's okay. I understand. The hawk is one of the adversaries to Thorvald. So
Oh.
please,
Okay. What am I supposed to do? I mean, change
Gather your men. There may be. He needs you.
now. If I gather now, I'm
Yeah.
not going to leave in time. This is strange. This doesn't make any
Okay,
sense. I'm
it's
supposed to
been-
leave in an hour.
I understand. My man here, and I pat Catharn on the shoulder, will continue to make preparations for your ship as you go and proceed to have this conversation with Thorvald.
Doesn't know my. He holds up a finger and he goes, "I understand your insistence. I'll take my first mate. We'll go speak with Thorvald, but I am going to leave my sailors here to finish their responsibilities."
Of course, and you let me know anything that I can do personally to aid in the continuance of your departure.
Keep an eye on them. Make sure that they ready the rigging. They do all the things they're supposed to do. Williamson, come with me now. And he watches the two begin to run down the gangway and make their way down the wharf into the crowd, leaving well over a dozen sailors behind, who are continuing to do what they normally do.
I want to look. Who's the weakest willed one?
Give me an investigation check.
I'm looking around their ship now as well.
Give me perception.
I think that is it's a 19.
19. Okay.
17 for my perception.
Gatharn, you're familiar enough with the ship that's about to set sail. They're at least an hour away from completing all the tasks of accomplishing that. Jin, there's at least 2 or 3 sailors that look questionable at best in the capacity of critical thinking.
You three, come with me,
Well,
please.
give me persuasion with advantage or intimidation. It's up to you. The way you're rolling.
Where's the cannons?
I'll
Does the
just say
ship have
intimidation
cannons?
just to be fun. 28.
28. Well, what do you need us for? We're going to get this rigging done. What do
Hey!
you-
Show me to your gun deck now. I need to know that your ship is tip-top shape and ready for war.
Okay, but we're at dock.
Show me to your gun deck now. Stop questioning me and leave. For once in your life, man, just follow orders.
Okay, don't eat me. And he immediately starts running over to the front hatch, and he opens the hatch and he goes, "It's down below."
Much obliged. Gatharn, it's time to make our investigation and our checklist. Make sure
I'm just
everything's
smiling,
good.
nodding.
Okay, the two of you go ahead and give me perception checks as you walk down to the gunner's deck.
I'm gonna keep rolling this sparkly one because it's giving me nat 20s. Don't betray me.
Is that the one that you killed Wolfric with?
Wolfric.
Or Helena with?
Yeah, it's the Helona murder dice. It just rolls 20. And it rolled 20
23.
again? 22.
Gatharn and Jin, what'd you get, Gatharn?
23.
23. The two of you walk down, and just as you make your way into the gunner's deck, the sailors go, "I was trying to tell you there's nothing to inspect." And as you look, you see all 5 of the cannons on that side have been taken off their stanchions and off their carriages. They're currently up on these heavy chains, and they're in the process of being repaired and cleaned. I was trying to tell you before you came down here, our cannons aren't, they're not ready for inspection. We're leaving early before the Revels. Our repairs aren't done yet. Sorry, sir.
I look at Gatharn and is like, are any of them serviceable?
No, they're all apart. In fact, the cannons themselves are hanging in chains in a different direction, so it makes it easier for the swabbing and the clean and the polish and the rewire of the main neck of the cannon.
I look at the sailors like, can you give us a moment of privacy, please?
Well, certainly, sir. And he turns and walks up. Meanwhile, you're surrounded by 6 other sailors that are cleaning and repairing the cannons.
I look at Gatharn and my eyes just go, we're fucked.
Omni, Medi, what are you doing?
I got a 17 on my sleight of hand.
Okay. You easily unfasten the chain around his neck. And as you do, you can now hear Omni breathing.
That's good.
So far, no one's taken notice of this going on yet.
Right.
I whisper to her, can't see you, but man, am I glad that you're here.
All
I
of
would have
this,
said I'm glad to see you, but I can't. So
Maddie, all of this has taken 30 minutes for you up to this point.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not sure exactly how to get you off. There's another. Well, get you off the ship. Shut up.
as I'm like taking the tunic off and like getting naked right now.
Oh, you meant
Um,
something else. I'm sorry.
No, well, I'm just taking the piece of cloth off
Right,
because
right.
all of my gear is part of me. So
Right.
as I'm taking the cloth off and I'm getting naked, you'll actually see the shift coming back to where all of my equipment is now on.
I
Right.
say aloud. Sorry, I'll give you some privacy.
She looks, you wouldn't know it, but she's looking right at you.
But there's another guard over there, and I started burning the lock off of one of these other cages to maybe release something just in case we need a distraction. What do you think?
Honestly, Omni is like visually like shaken right now. It's difficult to put like thoughts together and kind of like formulate a plan of what we should be doing. But
Got
he'll
it.
probably
You
just
want me to
say,
go eat that other guy? I can do that.
if you're still hungry, do as you will. I'm totally down for you eating every single slaver here.
Be right back.
I'm like, hello? Did you leave? Okay.
Jen and Gatharn have a contingency plan.
I'm gonna investigate the body of the guard, see if there are any keys or any weapons that I might be able to use. And
So you're searching the guard that's now.
I'm gonna feel the back of my head. What's going on with that?
There's a perfect circular striation on the back of your head, and you can feel
Fuck.
blood kind of leaking.
Fuck. It
from it.
used the illithid to pull my memories. And then they killed it. So they know. They know about the compass now, whoever it is.
Oh, I hope we didn't lose Shannon. This is exactly what happened last time. Her internet just cut out.
Yep, there she is. She's just two spinning circles or
We're
squares.
being raided.
Hey, John, thanks for jumping in. Much appreciated. One of our players, they might have lost their internet. This is what happened to them, unfortunately, Friday night. We're currently trying to get Omni out of a cage. He
there
has
she is.
been sold off.
Oh,
there
she's
she is.
still-
Now she's back.
Nope. Nope. She's still nope.
She's being
Rise
throttled.
with- no, pick
Yep,
up
we can hear you well.
Oh, there she is. Now she's back.
funnel.
Okay, so Jason, we have shenanigans.
Okay, but first I want to resolve what Medi and Omni were doing. So Omni, you're taking a look over at. Oh, thanks for the subscription. 2 months, thank you. You're taking a look at the guard that Medi's already killed, correct?
Yes.
And kind of you beginning to come to a realization of what might have happened to you at some point, as the illithid kind of scarring and striations in the back of your head, kind of brings you to that conclusion. You kind of crawl silently over to the guard, begin to pat them down and investigate. Give me an investigation check. And Medi, what are you doing with your time?
Gonna go eat another man.
19.
Okay. Looking back, you can see Omni is in the process of cautiously examining the guard. There is a heavy brass ring on their belt with a series of keys as well. And each key has a unique glyph on each end of the key.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and the cage that's right next to me, is that where the grizzly is?
Well, let's find out. That is
nope, that's
the,
there.
That's the cage right there. But Medi is making her way invisibly over to another guard. So we'll turn her around. Medi, because you've done so much, give me another stealth check with advantage as you begin to
Fair
eye
enough.
2 more snacks.
Look, they weren't really looking like snacks until they started looking like snacks.
The cage that's to the side of Omni. Was there anything in that one, or is that empty?
Give me perception.
Yeah, another 22.
Perception. 14.
14. There is a small unconscious figure. They look to be wearing the attire of a familiar captain to you. It appears that the unconscious form of Raylene is inside the cell next to you.
Fucking shit. Shit. I'm gonna see if I could match up the keys to the lock.
Give me a stealth check, because you're going to be a little bit noisier than Medi
Yeah.
is. Medi, what'd you get?
Yet another 22.
Nice.
I am expertise in stealth.
What'd you get, Omni?
7.
You say that every time.
22.
22. You kind of shift and move with the key. You can see the lock, and you thumb through the 4 keys that you have. You see a water symbol. The lock has a water symbol on it. And you begin to silently do your best to manage the lock, which automatically causes the chain to come apart silently. The lock comes undone, and the cage door slightly creaks open. Medi, these two have no idea you're there. What would you like to do?
Okay, are they facing each other, right?
No, one's
Okay.
facing away and one's facing directly towards you, looking down the darkened hallway that you just came through from
That
within
is
the hull of the
like-
ship.
Okay. And what are they wearing? Wow. Are they wielding spears like it?
Just
Oops.
like you see them.
Okay, cool. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do I perceive anybody directly above that would hear me if I done messed this up?
What's your passive?
Not high. 12.
12. You can hear footsteps, but everything up on deck sounds loud. Like there's feet running back and forth, there's orders being barked, there's the sound of the harbor and the wharf kind of playing off and over into the deck of the ship. You get the feeling that there's a lot of noise up there.
Okay, let's go absolutely buck wild, shall we?
You
I'm
mentioned that it was
gonna-
about 30 minutes since she did her like invisibility
Correct.
activation. How long has it been since the acid has been working on that harpy cage?
I don't know. I mean, it would feel. I'd feel more compliant to say something if she asked me that.
Mm. Yeah, that'll probably come in at some point.
Desiree's like,
I'm gonna repeat process on this guy on the right, above him, and do literally the exact same thing.
okay, we'll operate off the same stealth. So you have advantage on your attack. Go ahead and roll to attack. Same curse, same everything.
Same curse, same everything. Yep. Roll to attack. You said.
Yep.
17.
That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. You have sneak attack if you have that ability. I don't remember.
I don't.
Okay.
But I'm going to do this, and we're just really gonna hope that we get another one-hit KO, but it's not a crit, so unlikely. Oof! It's a much better roll, though.
Please hold for math.
21. Nope. 24.
Give me sleight of hand with advantage, please.
Okay. 23.
You silently let the corpse fall to the ground.
Okay.
I need a charisma
Cool.
save with disadvantage, please.
Yep. That makes sense. 5.
5. You watch as your hands go slightly transparent. Your nails elongate outward an additional 2 inches. You feel a heat swell in your chest. From your position, Omni, Medi's a blur as she quickly races over to the. Well, that's true. You're invisible. I forget about that. If you could see her, she'd be a blur. Medi, uncontrollably, you leap onto the back of the second guard. You reach into their neck and rip their spine from severed skull down to their tailbone. And as you rip it out, unbeknownst to anyone that can't see you, you just run your tongue along the edge of the spine as you sink deep into the power vacuum that is absorbing you. You can hear all those feet above you, and your lips and your tongue are coated in blood. You have virtually no control of yourself as you begin to silently climb up towards the open hatchway above you. Gatharn and Jin, what are you doing? As far as you're concerned, Omni, you just watched two guards just invisibly drop to the ground, dead.
Amazing.
Although one of them, you saw the spine get ripped out of their back.
I'm just impressed.
Gatharn, what are you and Jin doing?
Do we see the barrels of gunpowder?
Give me investigation.
I'm just gonna ask him, where's your gunpowder?
Oh, well, it says it's over in the magazine hatch back near you're not. I thought you were here for inspection, and you don't know where the magazine is. I'm confused.
Here's 10 platinum to unconfuse yourself.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm no longer confused. And he pockets it.
I give 10 platinum to each of the sailors that are down there.
Oh, well, if you're giving out platinum, well, we're taking. And they immediately all look around. Yeah, fuck it. And they all begin to run up on the deck, and you can hear yelling, "Get back here, you lazy mother scallywag!"
Okay, we go over to one of the barrels of gunpowder.
Well, you see a hatch. There's a hatch about 50 feet from you. You open the hatch, and the next level below is a very heavy iron layered room. The inside of the hatch is heavy iron as well. There's about 20 or 30 barrels of gunpowder and maybe about 100 individual pieces of cannonball in this room as well. And there's smaller containers of fuses. There's even like 2 or 3 large containers of oil that look kind of strange to you.
We're gonna take one barrel of gunpowder.
Okay.
We're gonna pop it open.
Okay.
Is there gunshot? Like lead balls, nails, anything like that down here?
Give me a perception check.
It's 22.
Near one of the gun ports, every other gun port, there's 5 of them, so there's 2 medium-sized barrels full of shrapnel.
Okay, we're gonna take one of those barrels and we're gonna start packing it into the gunpowder.
Okay.
We're gonna take one of the jars of fuse, get a really long fuse going, stick it into the gunpowder, pop the lid back on. Then we're gonna run up to the deck.
Oh. Have you lit the fuse yet?
No,
Oh.
We're taking the barrel with us, right?
Look.
we're taking the barrel with us.
Oh.
Look. On
We're
Jason's
taking the barrel with us.
Okay.
And going up to the deck with the barrel full of shrapnel and an unlit fuse.
Okay.
I'm estimating the fuse. About how long would it take for it to burn into the gunpowder?
Give me an intelligence check.
Well,
That
typically
is a
Gatharn.
16. 16.
10 seconds.
Okay.
We should light it before we go.
Yep. Jen and I go to the aft deck that's basically facing the showman.
Okay.
Light it. Dimension door 500 feet above the ship. Jen's doing the dimension door though.
Okay. Give me sleight of hand for lighting it. Make sure you don't fumble it.
What buck wild things about I'm
Sleight
so
of
here
hand.
being hitman.
Sleight of hand is 19.
19. You measure the fuse correctly as far as you can tell. You light it. Jin, you grab onto the scruff of Gatharn. Are you still holding on to the barrel?
Yeah.
Barrel, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
The two of you are now 500 feet up in the air with a lit barrel of powder and shrapnel. What are you doing?
We're waiting
Falling.
until we get about 10 feet away from the deck of the showman, and then we're
Then
gonna
we're letting
misty
go of the
step
barrel and
laterally.
misty stepping 30 feet. Mine's an ability.
Mine is also an ability. I'm Fey touched.
As
Yep.
the two of you do this, and you let go of the barrel and then misty step over, you watch as the fuse comes out of the barrel and falls into the water.
As
You
I'm
watch as the
fa-
barrel onto the deck, and everyone's like, what the fuck was that? And people look confused and strange as a barrel of powder and shrapnel just spills harmlessly onto the deck of the rear of the ship. And there's just panic and confusion and unawareness of what just happened as the two of you land on the surface of the other ship that you're going to, the Showman.
No, we were
No,
gonna
no, no.
do that
We're doing that to the
to
showman.
the showman.
Got you. So where are you two going after it fails to go off? Because I rolled a natural 20 for the fuse to fall out of the barrel.
Well, re-roll.
I look at Catharn as we're both bobbing in the water, and I
Oh, so
slowly
you guys
start
are
to...
in the water.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So as I just pull
We were
myself,
gonna stay on the ship if it was gonna go boom.
as I pull myself up to standing on the water with my ring of water walking, I turn to Catharn and say, "Fuck this! I'm going to kill everybody on that ship," and I start walking to the gangplank.
Yeah, and as you do that, Omni, you hear a huge thud on the deck above and panic as Medi throws open the hatch and jumps out onto the deck. I need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
I mean, but I'm still invisible.
Yeah, you are. You'll have
Oh.
advantage on everything that you do.
made it sound like
I actually get advantage on
Omni
my.
saw the hatch, so I'm making certain,
Yeah, I get advantage now on my initiative, but I don't need to roll it because my first roll was a 20, so that's 23 for me. Yeah,
Pretty good,
23
bud.
for me.
That's pretty good.
So let me.
Hey, I'm not like you where I've got plus 17 to initiative. I got plus 3.
Plus 29 to my initiative,
It's a-
please.
All right, it's only +9, guys. Let's not get carried away.
I might beat you for once.
Oh yeah, what you get?
Yeah. Well, I just used my bite, which gives me a
Oh.
Bonus.
to my next ability check.
Oh, initiative's not an ability check though.
Yeah, it's a dexterity ability check.
Oh.
And then Omni is still below deck. And so 25 through 20.
30.
Holy
27.
shit.
23. Jen got 27.
Catharn's just like, oh man, I thought I was fast.
Well, I'm in the
Never.
drink.
Gotten to go quick ever.
21.
Hey, that's pretty good too.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, we all got above 20.
Jesus. So who got the 30? That was Medi
Yep.
with 30. Gatharn with 27.
No, that was Jen.
Jen with 27. Gatharn with
23.
23. And Omni with 21.
21.
Good lord.
Jason, I'm just going to go ahead and request that we extend beyond 9 p.m. tonight since we had such a long lead into the recaps. Can
We'll
we
go to
till
9:30. Yeah, we'll go to 9:30. That's fine.
Thank you. This is the first
And
day.
we're done.
First
Good
day
night,
back
everybody.
after-
Thank you for coming.
No.
No,
No,
we're not done.
no, Jason.
Bad DM.
Down.
Bad DM.
Hold on. I'm hacking into your system right now. I'm taking over.
No beer for you.
That's all right. I drank all the beer.
I think there's still one left outside.
Oh, well, that would definitely keep me here to 9:30 since you're not up yet, Gatharn.
Yeah, team player.
Things I do for you guys.
Yes, we love you. All right.
I don't like that one. I'm gonna play the other one. The other one better. I think I like. Oh no! Wait. I built this for this. There we go. Thank you, sir. You are a officer, a goblin, a gnome, an orc, and all of the above.
All it takes is a firebolt, baby.
So, with that, I've got Jin and Gatharn coming up the gangway. Medi, you're coming out of the hatch invisible. Oh, and I forgot. You know what I have?
An invisible Medi.
I do have an invisible Medi.
Okay. Cool.
Amazing.
There is an invisible Medi, as they say.
Omni wants to murder. Omni wants to murder.
All right, so Medi, you are up first, and then Omni's on deck. Oh no, Jin's on
Jin.
deck.
Oh, Jason. Oh, my
I know,
sweet.
I know.
Remember the thing that she's done the last 3 times?
No, actually. So, question. Are there any torches?
I'll say since you are invisible, you have a bit more of a free action ability at this point. Looking around, you see lanterns, and they seem to be magical in their effect. You don't see anything that's lit, like with a natural flame. They're practicing very stringent fire discipline on the deck of the ship.
It's fine. Just wait till I get up there, baby.
She froze.
Oh
Moment to shine, she froze.
no! She did. Her and her internets. Her internets are so wickedly bad. They keep fucking with her so badly.
Damn them internets.
Goddamn internets. We'll give
Keeping
her a
us
couple.
connected.
Oh, there
we
she
go.
is. She's back. She's back because
She's
know
back.
she did the eyebrow thing, so we know she's ready to go.
Yep.
80's back. Medi's back. Eating friends.
How far? Yeah. Well, I'm not eating with my friends. How far away is the gunpowder?
Since it happened at the rear of the ship, it would be up where you could see the larger crowd of individual near the helm. And they're all kind of milling about, wondering what's going on. And this alarm is beginning to be kind of yelled out. And there's confusion on the ship. So, for the most part, all 4 of you are getting a free action anyways during this initiative.
Dope.
During this first round of initiative.
Okay. Am I able to get within 10 feet?
How fast can you move?
35, I think.
Yeah. Put you right by the helm.
Dope. I don't necessarily want to be standing in the gunpowder when I do this, but nearby.
Yeah.
How we feel about a little prestidigitation spark? Or some gunpowder, maybe.
You're now watching as the deck of the ship is just billowing with ash and smoke as this black powder is beginning to burn and just filling the whole helm's portion of this ship with smoke and fire at this point. No explosion, but the powder's definitely caught on fire.
Did I have time to drop off all the things that I bought, or do I still have those things on my person?
You would have dropped those off first before
Wonderful.
going to dinner at Thorvald's.
Wonderful. Okay. I look for an individual around here that might have a weapon I could borrow.
Point of
You're
order.
standing right next to a guard with a large halberd.
A halberd. I don't want all that. That's a bit much. Does
Jen would also
anybody
have
have
her
a
weapons.
dagger?
Yeah, but you guys can't see Maddie at this point. She's invisible.
No, I'm just stating that
Yeah.
I don't have the weapons anymore. I passed
know.
all that stuff
Yeah,
off to
Jen
Jen.
has a, yes, correct.
Anybody have a dagger?
There is a archer near the railing that's trying to stomp and put out the fire, who's wearing a very long bow along its back and 2 daggers, one on the hip, one up on the breast.
I've used all my movement though, right?
Correct, to get to this
Okay.
point.
Cool. Yeah, then, because if I use a cantrip, I can do a bonus action weapon attack. So I will just prepare myself to start stealing some stuff.
Okay. Jin, you're up. You're racing up the gangway. What would you like to do?
Is there anybody I can attack immediately?
No, all the guards are up on the deck about 30 feet away from you.
I will walk as far as I can towards the ship.
Okay. Put you right at the railing.
Who looks... can I see anybody that's ranged?
You can see an archer off to your right. They are busy trying to stomp out a fire that has suddenly burst out. There's a huge fire that's engulfing the helms area of the ship.
I would say as I'm walking up the gangplank, I will start to put on the gargoyle mask that I had.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll look at the archer and I say, "You'll be first." And I will use my bonus action to summon a tentacle of the deep as a spectral tentacle starts to appear behind him.
I don't know if I have any tentacles. Where's my tentacle?
Why would you not have tentacles?
Come on.
This
He's
will have-
got one, but it's not,
Yeah.
appropriate.
To the right, it's the hentai section, so...
You
it's the
watch
hentai shelf.
as this tentacle comes out behind the archer.
Alright, I'm gonna make a bonus action attack, so I can do that as I summon them. It's gonna be a 14.
14 will just barely hit.
Ooh. That's gonna be 9 points of damage, of cold damage, and his speed is gonna be reduced by 10 feet.
Okay.
And
Watch
then I
as
will
they're stomping out the fire, and then suddenly this tentacle appears and smacks them. There's a burst of cold energy around them. They're like looking at what's going on, confused.
I'll whistle at him so he know that it's me,
Looks down at you.
and I'll shoot 2 beams of Eldritch Blast as he looks at me.
Go for it.
All right. The first one is a 16,
16 will hit.
and the second one is a 17.
Both will hit. Roll for damage.
Alrighty. They haven't Eldritch Blast in so long. What is it, a D10?
Correct.
I don't know. It's your character, bro.
First one is 14 points. And the second one is just 6.
You watch as right after the tentacle smacks it and you whistle, the person turns to look at you just in time to watch 2 beams of your arcane light hit and take part of its skull backwards, and then hit and take part of its lower jaw backwards as they're blown back and they lie down on the deck unmoving. Meta, you watch as this person that you were about to steal the dagger from just gets eviscerated by a tentacle at first, and then 2 beams of light. Suddenly
stare at that,
it became easier for you.
I look at that gentleman to my left, or her, and I give it a little wink behind the mask.
And it's going to take a reaction on you and bring its halberd down on top of your head.
But don't do that, though.
22.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
As you take 12 points of slashing damage as this big bladed weapon comes crashing into your shoulder and collarbone.
Well, thank you. That's it.
Okay, that'll finish
Just
your
drink the
turn.
potion, right?
Gatharn, you are up, and then Omni, you're on deck. Not on deck, but deck.
Okay,
The other
who
deck.
do I see? Who can I get to?
There
I see
is
the-
a guard at the very end of the gangway that you're running up. You can see a bugbear behind them. You can see that Jin is engaged with one of the other guards, and all the guards are becoming active at this point. You also can see the tiefling off to your left beginning to take notice of the situation.
Okay. How far is the guard from me?
30 feet.
Okay, I am going to run up to the guard. Bonus action rage. It's a 4.
4 does not hit.
No, 4 for my rage.
Oh, 4. Shit. Sorry. Yeah.
I know 4's not gonna hit.
Like, listen, fucker.
Listen, fucker.
4. Oh, we haven't rolled that one yet.
I have no idea what it means.
Oh, we haven't rolled that one yet. Yeah. As you rage in front of this person, a burst of arcane light emanates out towards this person. And you watch as they immediately bring their hands up to their eyes as they are blind and stunned, as you are now emanating blind faith. Anyone that you move into base with will be blinded and stunned, and they're able to make a save at the beginning of your next turn.
All right. Deck save twice.
That is a 13 and a 9.
Okay. First attack is 22 to hit. And 13 was the save, so it'd only be 2d6 damage on that one.
Okay.
And then the second attack is a 23, so that's a failed on his save. So the first hit is for 2d6 plus 4. That is for 10 damage. And then the second hit is for 22 damage.
And what weapon are you using?
Claudia.
That's the hammer, right?
Yep. Gives me advantage on attacks and does 2d8 lightning damage.
The
on a
first
failed.
strike hits in the ribs, and you hear a shattering noise in their rib cage. And then you bring it around the other side and up into their armpit, and you watch as their shoulder dislocates, and the collarbone splits out, and the bone goes up into their jawline, and they collapse unconscious.
All right. Who's within 10 feet of me?
There's a bugbear within 10 feet of you.
I go to him. Because I got 40 feet of movement.
The minute you come in base with him, he reactions to you, and he rages.
Cool. But now he's blind and stunned.
No, he is not.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
You recognize a totem around his neck of a bear.
Smash the totem, smash the totem, smash the totem. All right.
Steal the totem.
Nah, he's bear totem barbarian.
I understand. Okay.
I
It's
want to
still
steal
a good
the
idea
totem.
to steal it. I mean,
Totem of the bear causes him to not be stunned or blinded.
correct. He's only affected by psychic effects.
I thought that was just damage.
Not for him.
Damn.
Midge.
Anything else you want to do, Gatharn?
Nope, that's all of mine. That's my bonus, my move, and my attack.
Okay. Omni, down below, you can hear a fight break up. The part of the deck that you're in is gradually beginning to fill up with smoke as a fire has broken out above you. There's a frantic kind of noise off to your left as a cage door breaks open and something with wings begins to fly out, frantically looking for an exit. And you hear like a rending and shredding sound, and you watch as a guard's body falls to the ground maybe 30 feet away from you.
Wonderful. I'm gonna check and see. Can I do a perception or a medicine check, or just even look? Is Raylene unconscious or alive?
She seems to be alive, but she does appear to be unconscious.
Okay. I will use lay on hands and give her 20 hit points.
Okay. Her eyes
Use
immediately flutter open. She
My
seems
full
to be
lay on
very.
hands.
She seems very panicked.
I will quickly tell her that we were taken captive on another ship, and we're getting out of here right now. I will then, so lay on hands was my action. for my bonus action. Dun. Yeah, bonus action, I will cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
And then I'll
still have your
use,
move.
yeah, I will use my movement then with my Expeditious Retreat. Oh, actually, wait. I think Expeditious Retreat makes it as a bonus action. I don't think it actually extends.
Correct.
Spells allow you to move at an critical place when you cast a spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends. Oh, when you cast a spell and as a bonus action on each of your turns, you can take the dash action. So I can still take the dash action on this turn.
Correct.
Which
Because
means
you only used your action.
Right, which means I'll have 60 feet of movement.
Okay. I'll say that's enough for you and Raylene to make it up on deck. If that's where you're going.
I'm trying to think. Downstairs, there was only one other cage, and it had the grizzly in it, correct?
There was the grizzly. There were other cages. The one in the
Okay.
harpy you think might have gotten loose based on what you heard. There was the
Yeah.
grizzly, but there were other cages further down in the hull of the ship.
I'm gonna, can I give Raylene the keys and tell her to release everything? And then
She goes, "Yeah."
use my
Okay.
movement?
I could do that.
Yeah, I'll then use my movement to try and get as far up to like where the captain's quarters would be on this. Omni's like just going straight for where they think all of their accoutrement, their rings, whatever gear they had on them, and where they also think that fiendish creature might be.
Okay, fair enough. That'll take you all the way to the rear of the ship. You can see the harpy creature off to your right on a guard, and she's just feeding and putting big chunks of meat of the guard's body into her mouth. Doesn't seem to even notice you there. There's a second hatch set of stairwell leading up, and as you get to the top of that set of stairs, you can see the captain's door is slightly open and ajar, not more than about 10 feet from you. That'll put you right about there.
Can you just point really quick to where that was?
Right there.
Gotcha. Perfect.
And that'll finish
That's it.
your turn. Now, that was the surprise round. So they get no opportunity. They're either fighting fires or reacting to what you guys did. So they do not get to go this initiative. So with that, Medi, you're up at the first true initiative round. And then once again, Jin, you're on deck. Medi, I need a fresh charisma save, please.
Good. I mean, I said I was gonna go buck wild, so one way or another.
It's a measure of control at this point.
6.
6. All of your attacks will be with disadvantage, but attacks on you will have advantage, but because you're invisible, they'll be regular.
Okay.
Because you're not in
Am I-
control of your physical self. You're manic. You're just full steam ahead, out of control.
Good. Well, the target I was aiming for is down now, so I will take that individual's daggers.
Okay, bonus action. Take both daggers. They're now on your person.
All right, and I'll get to slicing whoever is
There's a
Here.
guard right to the right of you.
wonderful.
Go for it.
Wee.
Very Halloween
It's Halloween
appropriate.
month.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, rolled real well, so.
Hey, Cesare, I looked at the points on Callista's Twitch channel for watching us. It's like 142,000.
Amazing.
She just
Nice.
always has it on.
21.
21, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Wunderbar. 7.
Okay.
No, 9.
Anything else you'd like to do?
We'll attack again.
Go for it.
2 attacks, baby. That one will definitely not hit.
Yeah.
Unless a 13 hits.
13 just barely misses. You watch as your first dagger goes into their gut. The second one kind of bounces off the edge of their halberd. However, he is going to use a reaction on you to bring the halberd down on you with a regular attack. That will be a 12. You watch as it slams into the deck as you shift out of the way.
Audacity.
That'll finish your turn. Jin, you're up, and then Gatharn, you're on deck. Literally. Not figuratively. Literally.
Deduct
I
7
will-
levels from yourself from that one.
Hmm. I will move the tentacle down to be beside me.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I knocked the GoPro. Give me 1 minute.
Yep.
There you go.
I'll have the tentacle attack the gentleman that attacked me.
Go for it.
14.
14 will just hit.
Okay. D8, 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 D8. Where are you, Diamond? 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then 2 dexterity saves, please. As I will swipe at him twice with my blade.
19 and an 8.
The 8 will fail, so okay. Let me... The first one is an 18.
18 will hit.
The second one is a 26.
Both will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Alrighty. First one is 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Second one is 15 points of damage. 2 points of lightning if that 2 of that was lightning.
Yeah, you watch as your blades just bring the guard to the ground unconscious. You watch as
Unconscious.
viscera and organs kind of pour out of their gut as they collapse.
He'll just flick it so all the blood comes off the blade, and then he scans around to see who his next victim is.
You can see Gatharn is heavily engaged with a large bugbear. You can see an unconscious guard to your left. Straight across, you can see where Omni's popped up out of the hatch. Seems to be making their way into the captain's quarters. And you can see a guard about to make pursuit towards Omni.
I will use my movement to juxtapose myself between Omni and the guard.
Hey, Jin.
Yeah.
What's up?
Where have you been?
Just taking a nap down
No,
below.
we're not doing that.
So lazy. If you're gonna be a captain, you have much more responsibilities. Omni.
Yeah, no, I know. You got a sword for me?
I pull out a rapier and say, "This one?"
I think that's Medi's.
I
but
fucking hate you both. I hate you
Do you
both
want it?
so much right now.
I mean, did you have my short sword? I mean, I'll take it for now, but if you have my short sword, that's cool too. I don't want to take her weapon. Have you seen her around? I think she's feasting.
I think it's the sprays of blood. Will give you the hint of where she is, and I'll pull out Omni's short sword and I'll hand it to him.
And as
To
you
them.
two hand this off to each other, you just watch as a tongue just lands near your feet.
She's such a messy eater, you know that?
She's nearby. She's nearby. It's good. It's good.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but I have misophonia, and just the sound of her fucking eating and chewing is causing me great. And I point at the guy, and I was like, I'm gonna tear your fucking heart out because of what she's doing.
That'll finish your turn, Jen. Give me intimidation though, because this whole scene is playing out for a guard that's very confused.
I can just see them
21.
going like,
Okay.
hold on, we'll get to you in a second.
All right, that'll finish your turn, Jin. Gatharn, you are up. Omni, you're on deck, and then it'll be the bad guy's turn.
All right, bonus action, blink. I'm going to activate my blink necklace.
Okay.
Now everyone that attacks me has disadvantage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start swinging. I'm going to try and bash in that bear totem.
Go for it.
Let's see, 18 for the first hit.
That'll miss.
And then the second one.
I thought he was kidding. He wasn't.
No. Second one is a 21 to hit.
That'll just barely hit.
All right. Deck save.
Jeez.
Okay.
Thick boy.
As a reaction, I need you to make athletics, please.
Okay. That is a 22.
He got a 24, so as to deflect from your second hit, he grabs your fist at the last minute and pushes it away. So your second hit misses.
Oh, what a dick.
Guy's badass.
As he sips his beer.
You look around, you notice little blue and gray lights above the guards. The light above the bugbear is purple.
So they're a rare fighter.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I know he plays a lot of PS4, so that'll make more sense for Brandon.
All right. So let's see.
Anything else you want to do?
No, I'll stay in base with him.
Okay. That'll finish your turn. Omni, you are up. You just handed the weapon off to Jin to your left. Somebody is feasting and rending on flesh above you, and there's just chaos going on above you. Behind you, you
I
can see the
stabbed
small
him, to
form
be
of
fair.
Gatharn in combat with a very large, swole-looking bugbear. There's a fire beginning to brew as well, and you're standing in front of the captain's quarters.
Yeah, I still have expeditious retreat on. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the captain's quarters.
Okay?
First a few steps in just to kind of see what I can see before like putting my entire body in, like just kind of peek in.
Just as you peek in, there's a flash. And you watch as a gate closes inside the captain's quarters.
In front or behind me?
In front of you. Just this
In front of me,
bluish
so I can't.
arcane light just collapses about 10 feet in front of you as you peek inside the quarters.
And does it? A bluish arcane light goes off, so it seems as if it was a spell that then activated like physical.
Possibly.
Cool. I'm gonna misty step onto the other side of that cage or the gate, the doors as a bonus action.
As it collapses and you misty step, it sends you to the other side of the captain's table, and you kind of stumble over the captain's table as the gate closes simultaneous with you. You get the feeling that someone just dimension doored out of the ship, and you trip over your gear, and your gear is everywhere around you.
I will, as my action, collect all of that,
Okay.
put my stuff back on, so I now have my ring, my rings, my ring of advantage and my ring of fly.
Okay.
And then is Raylene's gear there as well?
You do
Is
not
it just
see
like all the
Raylene's
stuff?
gear anywhere in this room.
Okay. For the rest of my movement in this space, can I just look around and see what else I find? Do like an investigation or a perception on them?
We'll use your passive. What's your passive?
I don't want to use my passive.
We're in
My
initiative.
passive perception is 11, and my passive investigation is 10.
So, passively looking in this space, it's definitely a captain's quarters. There's a huge map on one wall. There's gear that you've tripped, kind of spilled all over that you've picked up your own gear. And there's other, like, tchotchkes and, like, little statuettes on the ground. And the space is very garishly lit and decorated. Strange artwork on all the walls, books, bookshelves. It looks like a very kind of like over-the-top space.
Okay, so are we saying that gathering the stuff was my action?
Correct.
Well, that sucks. I guess I'm done then.
Okay, that'll finish your turn. It is their turn.
Oh, actually, can I divine sense again as an ability?
When does it say you can use it?
Nope, never mind. It is an action thing.
Okay. With that, Gatharn, you feel as 5 magical darts stick you in the side of the ribs for 21 points of force damage as the tiefling has launched magic missiles into your rib cage.
And that bitch gets auto hit.
You watch as an arrow sticks into the ground next to your foot. Medi, that halberd's coming at you. 18.
Yeah.
You take 8 points of slashing damage as the halberd just manages to clip off your hip and then into the deck. Guy will come down. Running over. These guys are putting out the fire. Jin, there is a halberd coming at you. 17.
Yeah. No.
And
I danced out of the way.
a longsword, 11. Both miss as you watch a halberd go into the deck and a longsword just come across as you back off and it like almost gets you, but you manage to shift out of the way at the last minute. Gatharn. There are 4 attacks coming at you, and you realize the bugbear is unarmed.
Fucking monks.
That is a 21, a 23, a 7, and a 22.
Those were all with disadvantage?
No, he's reckless. They were regular.
Okay, 2 hit.
Okay. You take 17 points of bludgeoning damage from the open-handed strikes. I need you to make a con save, please.
That's 22.
22.
Wait.
You feel your body about to go rigid from the stunning strike, but then you force the energy out of your chest and you manage to shrug off the stun. That'll finish his turn. The others went. Tiefling
You
went.
didn't have that damage, right? That was
Yeah, that's
regular?
just that's up to you to have.
Okay, just making
That'll
sure.
finish their turn. We're at the top of the second round. Medi, you are up. Jin, you're on deck. Medi, I need a fresh charisma save, please.
How about a 3?
Jesus Christ, you're insane. You've gone insane at this point. The amount of blood just coursing through you. I mean, there's meat in your hand along with the dagger. Your eyes are just a blaze of arcane light that no one could see because you're invisible. And the smell of
Boy,
just...
am I glad that Omni can't see me like this. because really
Jason,
can't.
did Raylene get into the initiative on the last round?
Yes, I've got her doing her thing down below.
Dope.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. How many people are still standing? And also, how on fire is this?
It's brewing. I mean, each round is 6 seconds. It's beginning to brew up. Some people are trying to stomp it out. The 3 individuals near the helm are trying their best to put out the fire while all this kind of like raucous and combat is going on around them. And you're currently, you have 2 guards directly in front of you.
Yeah. But what if I didn't, though? Let's just go ahead and do something, shall we? Stab Sabby. As
What's
I
your
do.
passive perception again?
12.
And just so I recall, who's got the bag of holding with the compass?
It's not a bag of holding, because we don't have a bag of holding.
Oh, I thought you did. But you have the compass, right, Medi?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure that Omni didn't have it, and I didn't fuck that up.
Yep.
Okay.
That's on me.
Okay.
I stab a guard. We'll try to.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, good rolls. 23.
That'll hit.
Awesome. Still rolling with disadvantage per request. Yeah. Ooh, max damage is 12.
12 points of piercing. That was the same one that you were attacking before, correct?
Correct.
He falls to the ground unconscious.
Wonderful. And I will attempt to stab his compatriot.
Go for
Why
it.
not? Probably not gonna hit. Well, maybe 16.
16 will hit.
Awesome. 11.
11 points. He's going to use his reaction to bring the halberd down on you.
Fair enough.
That is a 17.
Hits.
That is 9 points of slashing damage. The halberd
Got it.
manages to just find you as you're shifting and moving in the space. Anything else you'd like to do?
Let's see. Well, I still have magic, Might as well. Let's go ahead and slap a hex on this boy.
Okay. So he's hexed. That finishes your turn?
Yep.
Okay.
And let's make it a strength.
Okay. I was going to say, I was going to wait for you to tell me what it was. That was my hesitation. Thank you. I'll finish your turn, Medi. Jin, you're up, and then Gatharin, you're on deck.
Hmm.
Jin, what's your
Alrighty.
passive perception?
12.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Cool beans. Gotta pick up Observant at level 8. I will use the tentacle to slap the halberd guy.
Go for it.
Give him a little slappy slap. I will not give him a little slappy slap because that was a natty 1.
The tentacle seems to kind of lose its own self of control, and it just smacks down onto the deck and goes back into a waiting position.
Let that be a warning to you. And then I'll stab him twice.
Go for it. Yeah, the
Natural
ship seems
20.
very upset about that. Yeah, it's good to know.
21 for the first hit.
That'll hit.
And 15 for the second.
That'll hit as well. Roll for damage.
I will need 2 deck saves, please.
That is a 10 and a 17.
All right, the 10 fails. So, 15 points of damage for the first hit.
Okay. And you're going after the
And-
longsword or the halberd?
Halberd.
Okay.
And then 12 points for the second hit.
Okay. He's looking very rough. You just watch as your blades slash in, cutting the front of him open, but he leans on his halberd at the same time, and as a reaction, he can take a halberd strike at you.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
I will. What can my little tentacle do? 1 second, sorry.
No, it's fine.
It
I mean,
will-
if you're gonna tell everyone what your little tentacle does, I mean that's up to you.
Usually, I mean, your girlfriend might know.
I like.
It will guardian coil, and it will defend me by interposing itself between myself and the harm, which is the halberd. So
Okay.
I will use 1d8 to his dirty 20, so an 8. So that was a 12, and that will miss.
Okay, good to know. Does that tentacle take any damage?
No.
Okay, that will. Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I'll just give him a wink as I lick the blood off of my blade.
Okay. He's creeped out as fuck, but he's staying in the fight at this point. That'll finish your turn. Gatharin, you are up, and then Omni, you're on deck.
I'm gonna squirt the pepper juice into this guy's eyes.
Bonus action.
Yep.
Okay. He grabs onto his face, and he is now blinded physically.
Magic won't work. Let's go with the other thing. Now that he's blinded, I'm gonna go engage that tiefling.
Okay, he will not get an attack of opportunity on you. They'll get you to right about there on the
I
stairs.
got 40 feet
5,
of movement.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. Oh, yeah, that'll get you right to the top. Yep. Right. Top of the stairs.
And they're both blinded and stunned.
Yes, they are.
All right. So
Well,
stun
no,
means
the other guy's 10 feet from you. The one that's engaged with you is blinded and stunned.
okay then. And so when they're stunned, they basically automatically fail their saves, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So for the first hit, that is 21.
That'll hit.
And then the second hit is 24.
24, that'll hit as well. Roll for damage.
One shy of a natural 20. Okay, so the first hit is 20 damage.
Okay.
And the second hit is 11, 9, 20,
So much
24
math.
damage.
24. Yeah, he's looking rough as your hammer into the hip. There's a cracking noise. Up, down, onto the shoulder. Watch as it dislocates. The tiefling has blood dribbling out of its mouth, and it just, as a reaction, you watch as its hands open up directly.
They're stunned.
Oh, that's right. He can't move. He's stunned.
We get
All
no
right.
reactions.
Yeah, he doesn't get to react either. And he
And
goes
he
to
doesn't
try
get
to
to save until my turn.
Yeah, as he can't do a thing at this point. Anything else you'd
And I'm
like to
gonna
do?
look over at the other guy and smile.
Fair enough. That'll finish your turn. Omni, you're up. You're inside the captain's quarters. The door is swinging open. You can hear the battle raging out on the main deck. Little globules of fire are now falling through into the captain's quarters as the fire is beginning to really start to brew up at this point.
Awesome. I'm going to Misty Step again to as far onto the main deck as possible.
Okay.
I am then going to still with Expeditious Retreat up. Fly
Oh.
and get up about, say, like, well, maybe like 20 feet up, and see if I'm capable of seeing the figure, the fiend figure that was talking to me in the cell. That because you said somebody had dimension doored, and that's within 500 feet. So I'm just trying to get up high enough to see
Fair
if
enough.
I can like scan really quick and see if I could spot them where they could have gone.
Okay. As you do that, go ahead and give me a perception check as an action or a bonus action. The DC will shift based on how you're doing it.
It would be as an action because I Misty Stepped as a bonus action.
Gotcha. Okay, go for it.
So perception,
Yep.
nice.
69.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you do that, you don't necessarily see the creature that you remember seeing before, but running down the wharf towards the busy section of the wharf itself that will lead into the Revels, you can see the small figure of Raylene running and sprinting away and disappearing into the crowd.
Ah, son of a bitch. I will use, so if I was 20 feet up, my fly speed is 60.
Now
so
remember,
40,
you face step,
Misty Stepped,
Misty stepped how many feet?
30.
Up
That's
to
just
30,
as
right.
Misty Step.
So that's your Misty Step, and then you went 20 feet up. That's 20 feet of your fly, so you've got 40 feet left.
Correct.
Okay. She's at
I'm gonna
least
start-
100 feet in front of you entering the crowd.
Cool. I'm going to haul ass that direction.
Okay. Take you down onto
Wait,
the dock.
doesn't expeditious retreat also affect your flying speed? Question mark.
I don't know, does it?
Expeditious
it affects your
retreat.
movement speed.
It doesn't say that it affects your movement speed. It says that on your
Oh, you
as a
use
bonus action you can dash.
Dang it! I was trying to help.
Yeah.
I like it. She popped in for that.
No, I appreciate it. If I hadn't had to use my action to make a perception check, my action was going to be to dash, in which case it was going to make it, because normally, like looking around or things are like free actions or whatever.
Right. So I'll finish your
Um,
turn as you pursue Raylene.
Yeah, and as right before I'm leaving, I'll yell out to the crew that I'm pursuing the captain and to burn this fucking ship into the deep.
As far as you can tell, everybody might have heard you, but you're still not sure where Medi is. Medi doesn't hear shit.
Cool.
Just pulsing blood in her eardrums at this point. That'll finish your turn, taking us to... Well, no, the bad guys are up. The archer nearest you, Gatharn, drops their bow and pulls out a longsword. That is a 21.
With advantage or with disadvantage?
Um,
I'm blinking.
oh, yeah, that's right. No, that'll be a 12 with disadvantage, so that will not hit you.
And then also, once they came in base with me, don't they get blinded and stunned?
Yeah, that is true. They are blinded and stunned as well.
Because they're a dumbass.
Yeah, well,
Get
I
wrecked.
mean, they're guards.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have dumb minions.
The bugbear will use its action to clear out the spray of its face, turn to see you, and move up behind you. So he will be behind you. And he's going to take 4 strikes. Ah! Ugh. He's going to take 4 open-palmed strikes at you. That's a natural 20, a 19, a 17, and a 21.
Yeah, that's 3 hits.
Okay. Do the natural 20 first. I need a con save, please.
That is a 24?
Okay.
Yeah, plus
You
9,
once again
24.
you feel that like stunning strike coming into you. You take 21 points of bludgeoning damage, halved to 10 because you are raging. They'll finish its turn. 2 guards on you, Jin. The first one with the halberd. That is another natural 20. Holy shit.
Stop it!
The long sword is a natural 1. That will miss. The one with the halberd hits you for 21 points. 6, 7, 13. No, sorry, 18 points of slashing damage.
Gentle but fair.
There's one halberd strike coming at you, Medi. That is a 21. And I rolled double ones. That is 6 points of slashing damage on you. The fire is now raging out of control as you watch 2 of the people dive off the edge of the ship. And the orc captain is running down the stairwell. His acrobatics. That'll do it. And he lands in front of the open doorway of the cabin's quarter. That will finish the bad guy's turn, I believe. That takes us to the top of the 3rd round. Medi, you are up. Jin, you're on deck.
Okay. I don't
Charisma
usually
save
do
at the
this.
beginning or end?
Beginning. Charisma save, please, Medi.
I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna ask.
Mm-hmm.
Can I lobby for advantage on this one? Because with the fire and everything, I have become specifically.
Oh, yes, you
exactly-
can. Advantage. Yep, I know where
Got
you're
it.
going. Absolutely. I forgot about that. Yep.
Specifically,
Absolutely.
exactly what? Specifically,
Nothing.
exactly
Sorry.
what,
Nothing.
Betty?
Nothing.
Story. Hidden
Alright, well,
backstory.
Usually I've never do this, but
What'd you
I
get,
mean,
Maddie?
You know, I jokingly beg for advantage for other people all the time. 18.
18. Yeah, you're good. You managed to regain composure. You get control of yourself. You're covered in blood and guts of your last few victims that you came in contact with. And there's just streaks of blood coming down your face. The glow of energy in your eyes just slightly fades as you regain control of yourself. The guard in front of you is barely holding their guts inside as they kind of like stand defensively in front of you.
That's horrific on multiple different levels.
And because
I
you
see
regain
Omni.
control, there is an open pouch at your feet.
Look at it.
The one that held the compass.
You son of a bitch. How did they get it off me while I'm invisible?
Magic set.
Bullshit and shenanigans.
That was an
Magic.
explosion.
Did someone just blow up LA, Maddie?
Yeah, there was an explosion. Okay. I don't see anybody around here looking joyful like they just stole something very expensive, do I?
I mean, you can take a bonus action to take a few seconds to try to see.
Okay.
Making perception checks, bonus actions.
We're in combat, it makes sense. Nope. 11.
11. Actually, the DC was a 10 because of the amount of blood around you. They're very small footprints, like commingled with all the other footprints, and they seem to lead over to the rail of the ship and then disappear over.
That wasn't Raylene.
I am following those. I'm tracking that.
Okay.
Because A, they have the compass, whoever it is. B,
As you
really
turn
want
to move in that direction, you hear Omni yell something, and they are flying at full tilt towards the direction of the crowded Revels.
cool. Oh my god, what is all... I'm really concerned about the 3 giant explosions that have happened.
Hold on.
I
I'll
assume
Google
fire-
it.
I
Fireworks,
heard
but
that
like-
one. I actually
Yeah,
heard
so
that
did
one.
I.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
I run, and I jump, and I run, and I go that way. And I
Okay, so
try
as
to use
you
my-
as you run and leap off the rail, go ahead and just give me acrobatics because I'm going to give you the chance to run and jump onto the wharf area itself.
21.
Okay. You finish your move on the wharf and you're beginning to follow in the direction that you saw Omni take off in.
Yep.
That'll
And
finish your
then,
turn.
I
Jen,
use my special blood huntery abilities to be able to track real well and stuff. Okay.
Jin will take out the rapier,
Okay.
Medi's rapier.
Okay.
Hand it to the tentacle and just like fling it back towards the deck. She'll find it.
as you're well, you know what? Do me a favor. Just give me a D20, Jen, and
Okay.
add
That's
your
amazing.
add
That's so
add-
cool.
We'll say the tentacle is an extension of your dexterity. Add your dex modifier to it.
Yeah. Come on, don't fail me now, baby. I'll use the Halona killer.
You also still have that D3 to your ability checks.
Oy. Okay, well, YOLO. Okay. 12.
12. It hurts like hell, Medi, but it's your rapier. It conks you in the head as it gets tossed over the railing, and you feel something hit you in the head, and then it tumbles and sticks into the wharf. And you just shake your head and grab it as you continue to run.
Does
Following
Medi make a
Omni.
noise?
She's invisible. It's up to her if she chooses to.
She goes,
I need just a little.
I just shout out, "You're welcome."
You can still go fuck yourself.
Well, planning to anyway. She says it like it's an insult. Self-care is important. And then I look at the guy that's on his halberd almost dying. It's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Stab, stab.
What? Why do you?
23.
That'll hit.
I feel like he's about to die. So
He's looking super rough.
I'm not even gonna ask him to make a dex check. I'm just gonna. 8 points.
8 points. Yeah, he collapses unconscious to the deck.
Then I slowly turn to the other guy. That's 3 now. Do you really want to keep doing this?
Give me intimidation check with advantage because he's already like near panic mode.
27.
Yeah, he leaps off the edge as his reaction. You're free to take a shot at him if you want to.
I mean, I can. It feels like a dick move personally.
Which is why I'm surprised you're not doing anything.
Yeah. How bad is that fire behind us?
It's brewing up severely now. It's beginning to catch. Some of the sails have even sparked up at this point, and there's a very frantic, garish-looking orc captain making his way into the captain's quarters.
Oh hell no! I'm chasing that dude.
Okay. Turn on him.
I wonder how Raylene's doing down in the depths.
I didn't know. I don't know any of that.
Fucking
Aren't you glad you
pigeon.
healed her?
Nobody let me in on the skinny on anything.
Goddamn pigeon in here, Brandon.
Do I have
They
enough
come
movement
in.
to catch up with the orc captain or no?
Yeah, you easily move into base with him as he's trying to get into the quarters.
Oh, captain. And I move my tentacle into, and I have the tentacles swing at him.
Okay.
Not great. 17.
That'll miss. The tentacle kind of like slams into the railing and into the sail pylon in the middle of the mast, missing the captain.
And then I'll take my other weapon attack at him, and we'll ask for a dex check this time.
Okay.
Dex save.
Okay.
25 to hit.
25 that'll hit.
Okay. A little dex check, please, for the lightning damage.
That is a 22.
Oh, yeah. 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay. As he takes the damage, you watch the illusion of the orc kind of shimmer from the strike, and there's this elven visage underneath the shimmer of the orc.
A female elven visage.
Look like it.
I lean in close and say, "Well, now that's curious."
And as a reaction, you feel something strike your midriff without even realizing it, as she rolled a 26. A blade is stuck into your gut, and you hear a response. Oh, I'm not the one playing with my food. That's her down there. But good luck. Give me a con save, please.
I think this is it for me, guys. It was a pleasure. There's no healers aboard. Catharn is busy doing his own thing.
Healing potions.
There's a million healing potions, but I'm trying to be too dead to be there. Oh, that's not bad. 25.
25. You only take 31 points of poison damage,
I'm down.
halved to 15, as well as 12 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
and
I'm
as
down.
you collapse, you feel a secondary strike come across your throat, slicing your throat wide open as your blood spills out onto the deck. And as you go unconscious and into death, as you have 2 instant death saves that fail, you have 1 remaining. As you slip into unconsciousness, you just watch as the orc illusion fades and the female elf just smiles back and winks at you and jumps over the edge of the ship. Your tentacle is now gone. Hopefully your girlfriend won't be too mad about that.
They took your tentacle!
That'll finish Jin's turn. Gatharn, you are up, and you begin to realize there's no one else on the ship but you, the 2 blinded people in front of you, and the raging barbarian bugbear behind you. And a fire is now beginning to brew up intensely on the back end of the ship. And all you remember hearing is Omni yelling something about going after the captain.
Okay. So I see Jin down.
Yeah, you would be able to see that. And there's now smoke billowing across and down across the deck.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna look at the bugbear. Looks like you need a job. We pay well. You're on board? 20 platinum right here now.
Give me persuasion.
That's a 15 because I get a -1 to persuasion checks.
He just looks at you confused. Are we fighting or what?
Job offer!
No.
Ship's going down. Your captain's gone. Money. 40 platinum. Right here now.
He looks over to see the fire brewing on the back of the ship. He doesn't seem so thrilled about staying on the ship at this point. He's making a connection with the flame. He doesn't even care about the money. As he's beginning to realize, he looks at all the people that are down on the main deck of the ship and what you're capable of. Yeah, I'll see you later. And he immediately turns and leaps over.
Whispering eye.
He just leaps right over, and there's a sploosh of water as they leap off the deck.
All right, did these two make their saves?
Oh, that's right. Beginning of your turn. That would be a 5 and a 2. I'm going to say no. That will not make
All
their
right,
saves.
so they're still stunned.
They're still like
I'm going
stunned and
to
blinded.
dash over to Jin.
Okay. That's your movement and your action, correct?
I mean, is he more than 40?
He's about 60 feet away.
Yeah, because it takes me 40 feet to get there.
Yep. So that's about that's 60 feet away. So that's your move and your action. You have your bonus action left.
All right. The healing potion that's in my mouth.
I mean, you're free to kiss him and give him the healing potion. Absolutely.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You just lean down, give him a big old wet one, and the potion drains into his mouth at the same time. I'm okay with that. Go ahead and roll.
This is a superior, so that's 8d4.
Yep.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. So, let's see. That's 16, 25 plus 8. So you get 33 hit points back.
I just lay there limp and wait the whole 6 seconds as he's tonguing me.
He kind of like pulls away. There's an empty bottle in Gatharn's mouth. A little bit of dribble coming out of it. There's a little bit of...
And then you're stunned and blind.
Yeah, you are currently stunned and blind. Gatharn...
It's anybody within 5 feet or just
anyone I'm in base with.
Yeah, anybody who's in base with, unfortunately. It's almost like angelic at first until both Gatharn and Jin begin to hear a series of explosions. As at the end of your turn, Gatharn, the magazine on this ship has just gone off. Omni, racing in the direction of the crowd, you no longer see the form of Raylene anywhere. You're looking and you don't see her. You hear a message in your head.
Can't roll a perception check. It's just gonna happen, Jason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking bullshit.
And not only do you hear a message in your head, oh, don't feel bad, dear. It was a good try, but, you know, always think 12 steps ahead, not just 2. And as that message ends in your head, you hear a massive explosion emanate from the wharf. Medi, you hear this as well, as the entire ship that you were just on just explodes into a massive fireball. And that's where we're going to finish tonight, folks. What are you shaking your head for? What did I do?
We got 6 minutes. The whispering eye comes over. All right. We told Clark to go get the ship.
That was like 18 seconds that have gone by. How dare you? How?
It was more than 18 seconds. We told him to go do that when we hatched our plot on the other ship. At least 10 minutes have gone by.
Do you have any idea how long it takes to get a ship ready for sea?
12 minutes. Deus Ex Machina, baby.
So Jason, I would like to read to you the message that I sent the group after I sent you the message describing what Omni was doing the day that I couldn't be there. And this is in our chat, so it is documented that this is what was said.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
he
it
just
was.
sent it right now.
Because we've said
He
many
just sent it
things.
right now.
So I sent the photo of the stuff that I wanted to do, which was saying I told the gang to just have Omni stay on the new ship to oversee the repairs. The only thing Omni wanted to do was have somebody purchase a small lead-lined box to conceal the compass.
Yep.
Omni would also go to Relane's ship to gather their belongings, while having sea invisibility acted, gathering the compass in the box and taking everything to the new ship. Stealthing! Exclamation points. I'm sure the convo with Raylene would happen, but could happen in a flashback in next week's perhaps. Main goal, collect the compass in secret while not being followed or watched by a person or magic. And then I said, what I sent Jason, what I didn't tell him was that night, Omni would attune to it.
I would say that night that you attuned to it is when everything happened.
So if that had been the case, Omni would have had the compass and not Medi.
Yeah, but I was under the impression that Medi had it because Medi just told me that she had it.
This is just me being punished. This is me being punished for missing a session, and everything gets taken out of my control. I have zero choice in any of the things, and all of the shit that happens. My next move was going to be flying full speed, bonus action dashing, action, getting casting protect from good and evil on myself, and getting in front of that that person, thinking it was the fiend person that was disguising themselves as Raylene, in which they would then have disadvantage on any attacks. I couldn't be frightened or possessed by them, nor could I be charmed, and was just going to start attacking.
Yeah, it didn't go that way though, did it?
Nope, just some DM bullshit.
Well, the triplets did have their own plan in mind, and they hatched it. I didn't purposely ignore what you posted. It's just when I wrote what the triplets were going to do while you were gone, I wrote it out in such a way that when I finally read what you posted right before, as we were organizing game, I didn't really have the ability.
There were no saves. There were no chances for me to like figure anything out or be
Yeah,
aware.
it was the narrative had already taken over, so I kind of just let the narrative take it over. However, there were plenty of opportunities to realize what was going on and potentially interfere. But unfortunately for Medi, going into her bloodthirst meant that her passive was the only thing that was operating at the time. And one of the sisters was using True Sight, Stealth, and Sleight of Hand to... That's why I asked what Jin's passive was, because she checked Jin first and then made her way up onto the burning deck to check Medi and found it on Medi, and then made her way away and sprinting, as her invisibility was only there was only about, I think she cast it just as you freed her, so that when you told her to do what you wanted her to do, she was going to ignore that, and then she had a minute to find, because casting greater invisibility on herself meant that but her invisibility was a little bit different. She had more options, but she had less time to conduct herself, which is why she was in a hurry.
So we're just assuming that Raylene is dead at this point.
Well, no, the Raylene that led Medi, Jin, and Gatharan could have been the real Raylene. At this
the
point,
Raylene that was imprisoned might have been set up as a trap.
It's possible. Like that's, and the orc was one of the elves as well. It's almost as if maybe this whole ship was designed as a calculated trap, and that Omni was possibly the bait.
That fucking hawk.
Still call bullshit.
I call bullshit on the natural 20 causing that fuse to go out. That would have been epic.
That would have been dope.
I'm just saying, my yums were yucked so hard this session. Everything I tried to do was like, nah, you're a fucking idiot. Get out of here.
Well, I will tell you this: had I not rolled the 20 for the fuse, because I told myself, all right, the DC for the fuse to maintain itself was a 19 or high, or to not maintain itself was a 19 or higher, because you let it go and it dropped, and it's, you know, you're not a master bomb maker by any stretch of the imagination. So I gave it a small chance of failure, thinking, okay, I got to roll ridiculously high DC to get that fuse to fail. I rolled a natural 20 and a DC 19. So it was hard for me to get it to fail. Had it not failed, the third part of the trap would have gone off instantly. And the entire magazine of the showman would have gone up within the end of the first round of the initiative while everybody was still on the ship. So there was other things in motion, and I'm like, oh my God, if that thing goes off, holy fuck.
Chaos, baby.
Chaos will ensue. Cesare's mad at me. Why is he so mad at me?
Fuck you, Jason. I'm having Velev taken out on you tomorrow.
That I'm okay with that, because I do like Velev, and Velev does.
Oh, you won't tomorrow. You won't tomorrow. Let me tell you.
So you got caught up on Monday's game as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that today.
Cool. That whole celestial door thing, and now the whole time travel thing's been inserted.
I'm actually really glad I wasn't there for that, because Velev wouldn't have had no idea what the hell was going on anyways, and I just been
you ran off.
there
Yeah, you ran off with Wilson
time.
at that point, and
yeah,
tried to find the Dryad, because the Dryad was supposed to find Derek, and the Dryad never came back. So, anyways, hey everybody, we went over a little bit tonight because we started a little bit late this morning or this evening. But hey, happy Sunday! Jump into our Discord. I will reset the miniature and dice channels Monday. The monthly is still up. We'll pull that Monday after Halloween weekend. We'll be shut down for Halloween weekend. We're going to take that weekend off, but we will be back here next Sunday for Debtors Gambit, or you can join us Monday for Faerun Reborn, or you can join us Tuesday for Denizens and Their Masters, or you can join us Friday for Age of Arcanum. There is no one-shot next week. That's going to be the following Thursday. There'll be another level 20 one-shot. So if you join our Discord, accept the event that will be posted on Monday, you can actually jump in live on our one-shot and try out a character build. If you've never gotten a chance to run a level 20, lots of fun. Check out in our library. We have last one-shot that was level 20. That was pretty fun. I had built a customized Udak creature for that encounter. That was pretty cool. So other than that, thanks everybody for coming out. As I always say, stay safe, be kind, play a game. It's important. Goodbye, everybody.